Hello, everyone. What is going on? Hello, everybody. A literal one, Ryan? A literal one? A literal one? Was it? It was a real one? I'm a real boy. Ha ha. Polly did not get a haircut. Polly needs a haircut. Oh, shoot. No, it hasn't, Vicky. And now it should be y'all too. I just forgot to hit the activate button. Say something now. There you go. That's everybody. Well, welcome in. How's it going, Vicky, Rosa, Mystic, Blinded, Ogden? How you guys doing? Heathen, I see you over there. Amy, CJ in the house. How's it? How you guys doing today? Spargles, Josie, Get. How are you guys doing? Chester, what's going on? Alan, I see you over there. I don't think I said hi to Alan. Why does Samsung like washers and dryers got to be all freaking like playing a whole damn symphony? What's going on, Teddy? Why Samsung washers and dryers got to play a whole goddamn symphony every time the freaking anything's done? Got me dreaming about the tunes going on. Do 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 do. Got to play the whole song with it. It's crazy. What's going on? I got 6 over there on Twitch. How's everybody doing over there? What's up, Johnny D? How you doing? That's true, Jay Lee. 100%. Oh, Ryan, that's very sweet. That's very sweet. I get to be like part of date night. That's great. Well, I'm glad y'all. I'm glad that I can be part of y'all's therapy. Not the couple one. I'm hearing some therapy talk in there. I'm glad to be part of y'all's therapy. That's great. What's going on, young crasher? I'm glad. See, I have to go to therapy because of this. I have to go to therapy because of this. I just walk in, my therapist is just like, "Oh, how many did you talk to this week?" Man, I suggest a chest hat. Well, you should suggest any hat. I was gonna put on a hat today, but honestly, like I looked in the cameras, I was setting up, and I was like, hair don't look too bad today. So we're gonna let it flow. We're gonna let it flow. It's long enough to flow. It is too curly to flow. That is the problem. All right. Oh, you guys like my shirt? It's long enough. I can pull it. It's I guess it's not as long in there right now. It's just curly. I got some real curly hair. This is even you should see it when I actually like put some stuff in it too. This is just normal curly. Hair looks decent. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay. I even showered today for y'all. Feel special. I even showered today for y'all. I took my monthly shower today. Yeah. Saves on water. Saves on water. All right. Ugh. At least once. Yeah. No, I take one. Not every other month. Every month. Don't make it weird. Okay. I even put on deodorant last week. Sister Mary, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I even put on deodorant last week. That's pretty cool. We're on rations. But only only one arm. That's right. Only one arm. I actually alternate weeks on which arm. I alternate like so last week was left arm, this week will be right arm, but I don't do it till Wednesday. Sorry, I was keeping a straight face during it. As soon as I said but only one arm, I lost it. Sorry. Oh shit. Don't stand on my right side till next week, okay? don't stand on don't stand on my right side till next week. Man, sorry. Anyways, that was my laugh for this morning. I needed a laugh this afternoon. Oh, that was good. That was good, guys. I not only like I like obsessively like shower and wear and deodorant. Like I'm one of those people who like for real, for real. Like even the thought of me smelling bad just drives me absolutely out of my fucking mind. Like that is super my OCD tick. Like 100%. Like that is my OCD like crazy pill, dude. I literally like if I even think for a second, like I do not like that. Not me. Not me. So, all right, y'all, we're about to get this thing started, get this thing going. I really appreciate you as we keep moving. We're gonna move on to some callers and debates. I actually saw someone in my TikTok chat that actually looked like they were MAGA. I think they left though. They did. They ran. That's the one thing about trying to get MAGA in your TikTok chat, because like, which I don't really do that often, but they have the attention span of like goldfish. So if they join the chat and like you don't answer them like immediately, they lose their minds and run. It's wild. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Abiola, thank you so much. As we are back with the €2. Big W's in chat for Abiola for the first super chat of the day. Gotta love it. Gotta start someplace. You gotta start someplace. You can't win them all if you don't start someplace. So thank you so much for the $2. I really, really appreciate that. That is so much. We are back and we are doing this. We are back and we are doing this. So thank you guys so much for being here. All right. Should I take a caller or should I take a TikTok guess? What should I do? What should I do? You guys tell me, which one do you guys want me to take? Both? Should I do both at the same time? All right, I like that. We'll try a TikTok guess, and if we don't get a good conversation out of it, we'll move straight to the callers. Okay, we can do both. Okay, it's like a guy with $1 million. Okay, he's gonna do both at the same time. All right. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
24.
Yeah, it's usually extra. Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, but not like Mega does. Like I compromise with Trump in
Oh,
ways. Like BPA, if you were drafting best player available.
yeah. Normally, when like teams like the NFL like are in the draft or whatever, and they look at like best player available, usually and unfortunately not always, they're usually not rapists. So
See,
kind of
that is a
but here's the crazy thing. If the NFL teams are drafting and they know that the person is like a rapist or whatever, they don't draft them. So which is crazy because that is a disqualifier for being the best player available. You know what I'm saying?
no, I agree. If I ever find out proof, hey, I'm with you. I
Yeah.
never
How
said
how
it's
about the
always
court documents
rumors.
that proved it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. If Trump's first term, if he was ever doing all this stuff this first term, then why now bring it up and try to discredit him? That's my only issue is if they have the proof to discharge this man for even winning the elections, why did they not use it the
They
first
tried.
term? Because
No, no,
something
no,
is
no.
not making
No,
sense.
they did, sir.
Yeah, but no one's gonna let a rapist actually become a president.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all voted for him.
You can't say y'all did.
Did you vote for him?
No, I didn't vote for him
Oh, then why are you even talking to me?
because I support him over Biden and Harris.
Okay. So what? You don't even vote. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but next 2028 is big. That's a big
2028, neither
election.
Biden nor Harris nor Trump should be running. So that doesn't really mean anything to me.
Harris wants to be a president.
Okay. I,
Oh, so you
I
don't want
also
to
want to
have
be
a.
president. You want to be president?
Oh, so you just want to. Oh, I see your target audience. I
Yes,
get it.
smart people. And you're failing at that? Sir, you
You
know,
can't say smart
sir,
people.
sir,
Smart people don't.
my target people that I'm trying to talk to are voters. Okay,
No. Your
voters,
target audience is troll baiting, so you
not
can.
people that forfeit their American responsibility of voting and then complain, okay, about things within our
You're not
political
that
system.
smart. You know you're not that smart.
Sir, I don't have to be that smart. I just have to be smarter
You
than
said
you,
you're that smart, and
which is not difficult. Okay,
you're in
literally bare minimum. All
the
right.
most
But again, sir, because you don't vote, I don't want to talk to
controlling,
you. Okay. So I hope you have a
controlling
wonderful day. All right.
feminist. You're very controlling as a
I said
man.
have a
I thought you
wonderful
wanted to
day,
have a
sir.
deep conversation. You're very controlling.
All right. Anyways, who had $5 on the crash out? That didn't take long. See, this is why I don't normally take TikTok guests. All right. It's crazy to just start the day out being like, I didn't vote for either of them. I just love Trump. I didn't even vote for him. Weird. Weird. All right, we'll try one more over on this side, and then I'm moving to callers. I'll try one more. It's not going well, though. I'll tell you that much. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
Hey, sorry about that. I'm 26, Pennsylvania, and I voted for Trump.
Oh, is it a dating app?
What's a dating app? No,
I don't
it's
know. You
usually
just
what
gave me
guys
all your
do.
information like you were trying to date. I just thought it was kind of weird. So, anyways, do you,
Well, hey, look, maybe. Whatever you want to do. What are you doing Friday night?
not you.
I'm not
But
asking you to
yeah,
do anything.
have much better offers. I do appreciate those. So, do you still support Trump?
I do, yes.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, anyways. So, guess you can have a good day, I guess. I don't know what to tell you from here. Just so talkative. Cool, man. Well, anyways, what'd you have for dinner?
I had pasta.
Oh, that's good. So why are you still
What did
supporting
you
Donald
have for
Trump?
dinner? What did you have for dinner?
So why do you still support Donald Trump?
I support Donald Trump because I think the Democrats are doing absolutely
Yeah,
everything in
see,
their
sir,
power.
maybe you misheard me. Let's try this again, okay? I did not ask you why
Because
you
what's the other option?
dislike.
Because what's the
There is no
hold on?
other
Because
option.
what's the
Donald
other?
Trump is there is no other
Exactly.
option. Donald Trump is the president. He also controls
Correct.
the House. He also controls the Senate, and we have a conservative majority in the judiciary. Okay, so
Yep.
that is what's currently happening. And with all of that stuff, Donald Trump has lost jobs, raised the unemployment rate, increased inflation, okay, and currently has the government shut down. Okay, so why are you still
No,
supporting
excuse me.
that?
The Democrat. Hold on. The Democrats have the government shut down.
Okay,
You know, you
awesome.
need 60 votes. You need 60 votes in the Senate. You know that.
60 votes for
You know
what?
that. Schumer knows that.
Hold on,
You need
60 votes.
60 votes in the Senate to pass the clean CR.
Right, but you could pass a budget reconciliation bill, which would fund the government completely, right?
Correct.
And how many votes do you need for that?
Have Schumer.
How many
Have
votes do
Schumer
you
give
need
us
for, sir? How many votes do you need for a budget reconciliation bill?
a simple majority, but there's
Oh,
nothing to do with continuing. But it has nothing to do with
oh,
continuing our resolution. You need to pass the CR to fund the government. Yes or no?
no,
Do you need to pass the CR? Yes, you do. Well, then what was your
no.
other alternative?
Actually, a CR is actually the second choice. What you should pass is a full funding bill and a budget reconciliation bill instead of a CR.
Oh,
a CR
well,
is
yeah.
actually,
Well, then why did
sir,
Biden? You
sir,
guys didn't pass
sir,
a funding bill.
sir, sir.
Give me a break.
Sir.
This is a CR from Joe Biden.
Okay, well, you're gonna let me finish. Awesome. Yeah, a CR
Yeah,
is actually,
something truthful for once.
sir, a CR is a stopgap. Okay, that's
Correct.
all a CR.
Correct.
A CR is a stopgap. What I'm saying is
Correct.
that you're saying, oh, you need the Democrats to pass a stopgap.
So
but you,
if that's
hold
all
on,
it is,
sir,
then why wouldn't you pass it?
sir. I'm still talking.
We'll finish faster.
No,
Well, then keep going. Come on.
I'm going to cut me off again. I'm dropping you. Cool. Thank you. Anyways, what I was saying is you're saying, oh, we need the Democrats in order to pass the stopgap. Okay, but we could just fund the whole government without a stopgap, but we don't want to do that.
No.
We'd rather have the Democrats and blame the Democrats, even though we have 53 Republicans. We have the entire freaking House over here. And we have all the things that we need to do that. Not to mention the fact that the Republicans right now could bypass the filibuster, right? They could vote to get rid of the filibuster and pass
would lose your mind.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, that'd be the best day of my fucking life.
You would lose your mind. You would lose your
Why
mind
would
if
I
we
lose
passed
my
the
mind?
filibuster.
Why?
Because Democrats have been fighting against pushing back the filibuster.
I didn't. We're not talking about. I'm not a Democrat. I said I would love it.
The current Democrat senators.
I don't care about them.
Democrat senators.
Fucking half those guys are geriatric and shouldn't be in the fucking
Well,
Congress.
then, if you
anyways.
don't care about them, you should tell them to
why
vote.
can't
You should tell them to open up the government.
Sir, they don't
Tell
need.
them to open up the government. Tell Schumer.
The
You don't care about
Democrats.
them, tell Schumer.
The Democrats don't need a vote in order to bypass the filibuster.
No, I'm
so
talking
why
about
don't
give
why
us
don't
the 60 votes? The 60 votes.
Sir, I'm
to open
not
up the
talking
government.
about the 60
Stop
votes.
holding-
I am talking about every single
I'm
way that
talking
there.
about the
Sir,
60 votes. I'm
sir,
talking
I
about
know,
currently what
I
is
know,
happening right
sir,
now.
I know that
I'm
you,
talking about
sir,
currently what's happening right now.
Sir, I know that you want to concentrate on the CR because that's the only play that you have. But see, I'm talking about things outside of
It's not
that.
the only play.
Okay, then why don't you
It's not
listen?
the only
I've
play.
talked about a budget reconciliation bill. I've talked about bypassing the filibuster. Two other ways that the
We did the
Republicans,
budget reconciliation bill.
Sir, two ways that the Republicans
Did we not do the budget
sir,
reconciliation bill?
Last chance.
Yes or no?
Last
Yes
chance.
or no?
Sir,
All right, don't answer that.
I was
question,
talking
that's
about two different ways that the Republicans could currently fund the entire government without Democrats' help, and they're choosing not to. Why don't they?
because we're trying to do it the right way of continuing this resolution that was, by the way, a Biden resolution. Is this a Biden resolution or not? Is this from Biden era? Yes or no?
Is the current CR a Biden resolution? No.
No, Biden era. Biden era.
No, this
It
is
is.
a current
It is.
CR
No,
for
yes, it is.
continuing right now. What are you talking about?
Yes. No. When did it? This was this exact CR that continuously gets voted on was voted on. Same exact one as far as increase or decrease in spending. It's the same exact one with no changes since the Biden administration.
Okay.
Schumer had no problem voting for this same exact
gotcha,
CR back
gotcha,
in March.
gotcha.
Hold on.
No,
I'm
you're not
speaking.
answering my
Hold on.
question.
No,
No, you're not
you
answering
know
my
exactly
question.
where I'm going with it.
No, you
know
don't know.
exactly
You're not
where I'm
answering
going
my
with
question. You can go wherever the fuck you want
No,
after you
I'm
answer my
gonna
question, sir.
let me-
You can go
let me
wherever
finish.
you want,
Hold on,
sir.
Let me finish.
No,
you know
can go.
You know exactly where I'm going with it. That's
Sir, you can go wherever you want
No,
in the
you know exactly
conversation.
where we're going.
You can go wherever you want in the conversation. Does not bother me. But you're going to answer my question first,
No, it
and then
really
we can
does.
go wherever. Okay.
It really bothers you.
Okay, sir. For the final time, you can go wherever you want in the conversation. Doesn't bother me. Okay. No big deal at all. Answer my question first, and then we can move on. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll answer your question.
Sure.
Why should they? Why should they? There is a continuing resolution sitting right on the table right now to fund this government for an additional 7 months. Why? And they are all voting for it. The Republicans right now are all voting for it. Yes or no? Like they're voting for it right now. Why
Actually,
can't
not
we
all
just
the
get
Republicans
Democrat
are
vote?
voting for it.
Why
But
can't we get minus Rand Paul?
but-
Minus Rand Paul. Why can't we have the
but-
votes? We have the majority votes on
but-
this. Why can't we? Why can't
I
we?
want to be
No,
clear.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No, because
you
you're
don't
not
wanna
answering the
finish.
question.
Why can't
Your
we?
answer to why
I am.
will
Why
your
should they?
answer
Why
your answer
should
to
they?
why aren't the Republicans funding the government when they could do it unilaterally without the Democrats is why should they? That's
Ending
not
the
an
filibuster
answer,
is
sir.
dangerous, by the way.
Sir,
You don't want to end the filibuster.
Sir,
that is
sir.
that no matter what party.
Why
you're in, I
are
can't
you
believe you
why
would
are you
want
refusing
to
to
end
answer the
filibuster.
question?
Because I'm telling you, you don't want to end the filibuster. That is the answer to that question.
Gotcha. So
You don't want
you
to
have
end
no
that.
answer. I do
That-
want
that
to
is-
end it.
that is
I 100% want to end it.
dangerous policy.
I
That is
100% want to end
dangerous
it.
policy.
I 100% want to end it.
Well, no. I'm saying as a country, you do not want to do that. It is dangerous
Well, sir,
policy.
as a country, we shouldn't have Donald Trump as president, but we don't seem to care about that. Okay, so
The
I'm
people
asking you
electorally voted
if
for
the
him.
Republicans,
The people did not vote for
if the
ending the
Republicans right now,
What are you talking about? The
sir,
people voted for
for
Donald
the
Trump.
final time. Okay, for the final time, if Republicans have two different ways in which they could fund the government without a single Democratic vote, then why don't they? Hello.
I don't want to do the filibuster. And when you're talking about doing a resolution or budget reconciliation, I should say, when you're talking about doing a budget, That is exactly what. Right now, we can open this government for 7 more months while we are currently in the process of doing the budget. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Gotcha.
They are currently in the process right
Mhm.
now of doing the budget you were talking about. Unfortunately, what we are seeing is an impasse on our funding. We are having, SNAP and WIC are not going out on Friday. Democrat votes, as John Fetterman, by the way, encourages.
You seeing
Democrats,
how he's refusing to answer the question again? Let me
No, I'm
explain to
not.
you.
I'm telling
Let
you, we
me
have it
let
right
me
at the
explain to
table.
you.
There's
Let
something
me
written
explain
right
to
there.
the
Tell
whole
them
crowd
up.
here real quick.
Why
Since
are
this
you
guy
defending
refuses
the
to answer the
Democrats?
question, I'll answer the question
Why
for
are
you.
you defending the
I'll
Democrats?
answer the question for him. Okay, since he refuses to answer the question after being asked 3 times. Okay, I'll answer the
No,
question
I
for him.
answered your question.
No, you're not.
I answered your
No,
question.
you haven't.
I answered your question.
No, you haven't.
No, you don't like the answer. Just because you don't
No,
like an answer
you didn't
doesn't mean
answer
that
the question.
someone's
This
not
here,
answering.
let me explain. Let me
I'll
explain to
clearly
you.
answer it. Hold on,
Let me
hold on.
explain to you what I
Quiet.
said.
I
No,
will quickly answer it for
I've
you.
answered it.
I'll
I've
quickly
asked
answer
you
it for
3
you.
times. You
No,
refuse to
right
answer
here.
it. I'm kind
One
of over
time.
it.
Filibuster, why would you do that? That's bad policy. Number 1, is that not an answer to you? That's bad policy.
That's the one. Sure.
Okay, number 2, they are currently debating a budget right now. Yes or no in the appropriations. Have you watched an appropriations committee meeting recently?
Yes.
Have you read an article recently
Lots of them. Sounds like more than you.
about appropriations?
Honestly.
About appropriations? Oh, no, about appropriations.
Sir, are you getting to a point, or is this a question and
So,
answer, or whether I can
so the
read?
point is, if you would mind paying attention for once in a while, you would understand that they are currently trying to do a budget right now. What can we do in the meantime? Pass the current CR that is holding up WIC and SNAP funding come Friday, which is holding up federal employees funding come Monday, or since this has all begun, but really Monday after the 2 weeks pay gap. So right now they can pass this.
Gotcha. Okay, so
They
you're
can pass this right now.
so
Democrats
gotcha.
can pass this.
And I would like to respond. I would like to respond to your answer then.
I'd
like to respond to your answer.
Hold on, I'll let you respond. I will.
You gonna let
They
me
can pass
respond?
this exactly like they did in March.
Sir, I
Exactly like they had no
understand
problem
what
with
a
March.
CR is. You don't have to keep repeating it. Okay? We're
Then
not
you
talking
understand.
about the
You
CR.
understand they can do exactly what
Sir,
they did
I
in
will
March.
Sir, I don't know why you're having such a hard time with this question. We can gladly talk about the CR. I have no problem with that. Okay? The problem is, it's not about the CR. Because the Democrats are blocking the CR, and I'm glad they're fucking doing it. Okay? I'm very glad they're doing it. All right? But making it sound like, for some reason, the Republicans need the Democrats in order to fund the government is just simply not true. It's just simply not true. They do need the Democrats in order to pass the CR. Okay, but they don't need the Democrats in order to fund the government, and that's why you completely keep going back to the CR every time I bring up any type of other way that the Republicans could fund the government, because you don't care about all those other ways that the Republicans could fund the government. You only care about the one way that they want to fund the government, because that is the only way that they can keep the government shut down and blame Democrats. The CR is the only.
They'll do the filibuster.
The Democrats, they want to be able to blame the Democrats, which is why they keep talking about the CR, all right? Even though there's multiple different ways that the Republicans could fund the government and are choosing not to. Now, as far as the CR is concerned, you're right, the Democrats are blocking it. And the Democrats are saying, hey, we want to be able to negotiate certain things when it comes to this, okay? And we are more than happy to negotiate with anything. Oh, but if the Republicans wanted the Democrats to actually sign on to the CR, then why did Donald Trump refuse to meet with either of the minority leaders in either the House or the Senate in order to actually open up the government?
Real quick, can I answer your first question, then I'll answer your second one?
Don't believe I asked this first one. That was the first and only one.
The first one was completely false. When you say that,
How can a question be false?
This is just to continue to blame
Questions
the
can't be
Democrats.
false.
It's a false narrative that you were proclaiming here. When you say, oh, well, Republicans are continuing to do it so they can blame the Democrats, correct?
No, that's
Why
not
would
what
the
I said.
Democrats let themselves-
It's actually
why
not what I
would
said.
Then why are the Republicans doing it?
I said the Republicans are blaming it
why are the
all on,
Republicans doing
sir, I said the Republicans are blaming it all on the CR so they could blame the Democrats, when there's other ways they could fund the government without the CR, but
You're
they
right.
concentrate on the CR, just like,
can take zero blame.
sir, just like you're doing right now, where every single time I try to talk about every single other way the Republicans could fund the government, you only go back to the CR. And the reason why you do that is because that's the only way that you can blame the Democrats, because every other way is completely controlled by Republicans, and there's no Democrats
not true.
whatsoever in
That's not true.
play. Yes, it is.
It's
It's 100% true.
Not true.
It's 100% true.
You know
And
why?
I've already
how we
articulated
wouldn't blame
it.
the Democrats? Let me just tell you how we wouldn't blame the Democrats. They could vote for the same resolution that they voted for back in March. They could open the government. Yes or no? Could they open the government right now?
Sir, you've already asked this question. Why are you sundowning? Are you just repeating yourself? Are you on like some type of auto replay?
Oh,
You've
please,
already
'cause
asked
it's
this
true.
3 times, and
true.
this is already asked and answered.
The filibuster. You should take the filibuster one out because that is absolutely bad.
No, I
policy.
want the
You should not.
filibuster gone so bad.
I know you want it. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So
policy.
why would I take the argument out? I think it's great policy.
Oh, it's
I
poor
think it's
policy.
excellent policy.
Nah, it's not at all good policy.
Sir, just because you don't like it isn't going to change that I think it's good policy. I'm totally okay with it. Like 100%. Okay? I understand as a Republican why you probably don't want it gone.
Why would I not want it gone as a Republican?
Because the Democrats never have a chance of ever getting 60 votes in the Senate, and the only way that we'll ever be able to make actual change within our government is to get rid of the filibuster so we have simple majorities across the Senate. The only way that when a Democrat actually gets in power, we'll be able
then
to
you get
actually
zero
make change.
bipartisan work. You get zero bipartisan
Sir,
work.
we don't have bipartisan work right now.
We do right now.
Don-
we have more Democrats
what-
signed
sir,
on to
sir,
the continuing resolution.
sir,
right now,
what-
currently, we do.
Sir,
Right now, you have John
yeah.
Fetterman in Pennsylvania saying that we should do it. By the way, John Fetterman's
Yeah.
pushing to end the filibuster,
Sir,
so he agrees with you on that.
what does bipartisan mean?
Bipartisan means working with two parties, and you only need one other
Gotcha.
member of the other
Gotcha.
party to consider it bipartisan.
Gotcha. So when the Democrats are asking Donald Trump, "Hey, will you sit down with us so we can talk about our concerns, so we can try to find a way to negotiate this?"
They did.
Sir,
They did.
sir, listen. When
They did.
we can actually sit down with him, right? This just happened this week.
Do you know
right?
what the outcome was?
Sir, I'm still talking. The outcome is you being
Yeah.
quiet.
No. Do you know what the outcome of that
Sir,
meeting
the
was?
outcome is you being quiet because I'm still speaking. How old did you say you were again?
What was the outcome of that?
How old did you say you were again?
You should remember.
How old did you say you were again?
You remember.
No, I don't. How old?
I'm not telling you how old I was again.
Oh, okay. I'm going to assume it's 12 then because that's what your patience is like, okay? Try to calm down there, buddy. I'm in the middle of a sentence.
I'm calm. You guys are freaking
All
out
right,
because
Okay. Now, what I was saying was Donald Trump just this week said, even though he was asked by both minority leaders in order to meet just this week, okay, to make sure, okay, so they could try to work towards a resolution, he said, I have absolutely no reason to meet with Hakeem Jeffries or Chuck Schumer, okay? Because that is
Correct.
what bipartisanship looks like. It's actually negotiating with the other side because I guarantee you if they had actually freaking sat down and actually had some
are
type
you
of
going to finish the
negotiation.
statement?
Yes, when I'm finished.
No, are you
Are
going
you going to interrupt me again?
No, you didn't finish the statement.
Okay, cool. Last chance. I'm sorry, I already said last chance. I already should have kicked your ass. Awesome. So he could do that. He could have. It could be bipartisan right now. He could be trying to work out a deal that actually works out for best for the people and for the American people. Really, most honestly. But Donald Trump doesn't have any will to do bipartisanship. You guys just want freaking the Democrats to sign off on whatever the Republicans put in a bill, regardless of what it is, and say
It's the
just
Biden
get in
CR,
line,
but okay.
and then just get in
Someone from
line
Biden.
and just do whatever. You don't want any type of way to actually show any type of bipartisanship. Okay? And that's the problem. That's the literal problem. All right? Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. I gave him like 7 warnings. Like so many. I mean, I'll give him another chance if he can learn to be quiet. Because I don't mind having the conversation with him, but he is going to have to learn to be quiet. Let's see if he can grow up this time. Can you grow up this time?
No.
All right. We're going to move on to the next caller. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Abiola, thank you so much for the €5. Says as of October 2025, the federal government debt is $38 trillion. Yo, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Mm-hmm. What's up, man?
Hi, how old are you?
Good. How you doing?
How old are you?
21.
Awesome. You still support Trump?
You said what?
Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, a little bit.
Sir, you are going to have to get closer to your microphone.
You said what? Yeah, I do.
All right, why is that?
You said why?
Mm-hmm.
Because he seems like the most straight up president. I don't know. I like his aesthetic, the way he carries himself, how he pop his stuff. Right, he's unapologetically him. And I remember in 2016 when he was running for president, my whole family hated him, hated his guts, but couldn't nobody tell me why. You feel me?
Yeah, I've definitely talked to you before. It was a waste of time. I'm going to move on to the next caller. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Guys, you guys can call me whatever you want. Don't bother me. I even asked him if he was going to actually freaking try to have an actual real conversation. And he said no. This is why I don't take TikTok guests. They think they're owed something. Y'all, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you are. And Abiola, thank you so much for the super chats. Y'all, if you'd like to support the live, I do have super chats and all that fun stuff open. So if you guys would like to support the live, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, see, this is why I don't take people from TikTok anymore. They freaking are unhinged. They're so weird. Anyways, I'm doing great. How old are you? All right, goodbye. Wasn't even talking about you. Hello, how are you?
What's up, bro? I don't even get TikTok, bro.
I'm not talking about you. You're just a waste of time. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you? All right, goodbye. Hello, how are you? Oh, shit. Hello, how are you?
Hello. I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
It's
How old
insane.
am
Yes.
I? I'm into 30.
You're what?
Into 30. Not 30 yet. Into 30.
Sir, you're going to have to get some better reception. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Don't have very good reception. How do you think $24 trillion was spent and there was no
Sir,
hedge fund planned for
sir, your
healthcare?
reception is horrible.
You understand what Social Security retirement benefits are that are being paid for by 40-year-olds? Why couldn't we have a healthcare plan similar to that?
Why can't we have better health care? Because Republicans are paid for by the pharmaceutical industry and private insurances.
The Republicans are. The Democrats have more money in Democrat cities. There's
All right, sir.
only
I can't
really-
understand a single word you're saying. Get better reception and call back in. Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to hear a little bit of your perspective. I see some headlines and stuff like that, what's going on with the government shutdown. And I would just like to hear, a logical explanation from Democrat. I'm not sure if you're a Democrat or not, but just someone's input or feedback on what is exactly going on. I heard you say a while ago on the live that you were glad that they were stopping the CSG or something like that. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to hear some perspective on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's great, sir. I perspective is probably better just from the chat. I don't really know what you're asking me. Why I'm glad that they're stopping the CR.
Yeah, well, I understand that you're. Are you happy that the government is shut down?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so I kind of want to get into that a little bit because
just because I'm not happy that the government is shut down doesn't mean that I think the Democrats should just bend to every single will of the Republicans in order to keep it open. Donald Trump has every ability to actually negotiate this thing. He's choosing not to. The Republicans have every ability to negotiate this thing. They're choosing not to. All right. They're choosing not to freaking include the Democrats in anything. And at the end of this day, this country is supposed to be bipartisan, right? We are supposed to have policy from both sides and have both sides come together in order to create policy, right? The Republicans are saying, we have the House, we have the Senate, we need 7 of your votes, and we're not going to do shit. We're not going to include you. We're not going to bring you to the negotiating table. We're not going to include you in the writing of anything. We're going to do whatever we want, and you're going to sign off on it. And if you don't, we're just going to blame you for everything that's going on. And so if that's the case, and that's the option that I think that we have, then fine, stop it. Not to mention the fact that in March, when they had the big, beautiful bill and they signed off on that, the agreement was that they were going to negotiate with Democrats, and every single thing they negotiated with Democrats on, they ended up rescinding. Right, so they actually walked back and took out all the stuff that they had actually negotiated with the Democrats, and then just left only the Republican stuff in there. So the Democrats have no reason to believe whatsoever that they would not do that again.
So my question is this a form of retaliation that they're not opening the government again because the Republicans didn't convene with them during the
no, sir. Like I said earlier, and I was very, very clear with that last guest about, the Republicans have multiple ways they can fund the government right now without a single Democrat vote. They are choosing not to. They are choosing to only push this CR in which they do need the Democrat vote, right? And then they're saying,
Right,
oh,
well-
we're going to push it the one way we need the Democrat vote. And then when the Democrats don't sign off on it blindly, then we're going to blame the Democrats.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the continuation, the CR is exactly the same thing of what the Democrats had before, right? It's just a continuation of Biden's policy, right? And it's going to prolong opening of the government for an additional 7 weeks. And they're saying within that 7 weeks, then we can go back to the negotiating table. But you're saying that the Republicans are not doing that. They're
What
just
reason would the
clutching
Democrats
to
have
the
to believe?
pearls.
No, truly, like what reason would the Democrats have to believe the Republicans are actually going to go to the negotiating table?
Well, I mean, first of all, the government is shut down, right? So let me. This is a better question for you. What do the Democrats want? What are they trying to get
An extension of the ACA subsidies.
for the Affordable Care Act, the tax subsidies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so they expired, which I'm sure you know that, right?
I do.
Okay, so it's not like they got rid of them in a shiesty kind of way or anything like that. The subsidies literally ended or they're going to end at the end of 2025, right?
I'm more.
Right. So I'm just saying. So it's like, hey, something that we had in the Affordable Care Act is expiring, but we're just going to shut down the government. It just doesn't make. I want someone to make it make sense to me.
Sir, again,
they're mad because they're not brought to the table. That's the only reason why they're voting no.
Sir, so
how many times have they voted? 13 times.
We had the big beautiful bill. Were you familiar with that back in March?
I am. Yes.
Okay. So back in March, okay, there was a whole bunch of just Republican spending. All right. And there was a whole bunch of stuff that the Democrats wanted to. They were like, hey, we'll make a deal with you on certain things in order to make sure that this bill is actually passed. Right. The Republicans said they were coming to the negotiating table and then they didn't. Right. So Republicans come to the negotiating table. They sign off on a whole bunch of Democratic stuff. And then a freaking couple weeks later, boom, they just go, okay, we're going to rescind all the stuff that the Democrats wanted. All right. So one of the big things in that big, beautiful bill was they were trying to get better healthcare costs. They were trying to stop people from being ripped off of Medicaid, all that sort of stuff. Now, at this point, if you want to be completely honest, I don't think it really has that much to do with the ACA, right? I mean, it does, but it doesn't, right? The whole idea is that the Republicans have decided that they're not going to include the Democrats with anything. They're going to not, include them. They're not going to negotiate them with them. They're not going to do anything. They say, okay, if you're going to do everything without our help, then why do you want our help now? And why would the Democrats say, if somebody just fucked you over, asked for your help, and then fucked you over, would you give them the help the next time?
So the answer is yes, they are retaliating. This is a form of retaliation.
Sure it is.
Okay, cool. Because I've talked to a few people, and it seems like there's an issue with admitting that they're retaliating.
No, they're 100% retaliating. They're 100% saying we are not going to give. We tried to negotiate with you before. You fucked us over. So if you want to do it all on your own, then do it all on your own.
But they can't, obviously, right? Because they need their
They
votes
totally
to
can.
get the right.
The Republicans 100% can fund the government without the Democrats.
Yeah, but the government formally is shut down. They can't reopen the government.
Yes,
I'm
they
not
could.
talking about paying bills. I'm talking about opening the government. They cannot do that without whatever.
Yes,
it
they
is,
can.
55 votes or whatever.
Yes, they can. There are multiple
Reopen the
different
government?
ways. There are multiple different ways that the Republicans can pass budget and spending without this CR. Okay, a CR, which is the way that they're trying to do it, right? Which is you are familiar with the CR?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, continuing resolution, right? A stopgap bill.
Mm-hmm.
A stopgap bill requires 60 votes, right? There are other ways like budget reconciliation, like the nuclear option of removing the filibuster. There are multiple different ways they could fund the government right now. They are choosing not to.
Why?
All right. But this specific one, the CR, the one that they are trying to use, yes, they need the Democrats for. But if
And
they
that's the
really wanted to
only
keep
way
the
that
government
can-
open, they could without it.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
Hmm?
So you're saying there are these different avenues that the Republicans can use to reopen the government, correct?
Correct.
Now, why are they choosing not to?
You want my personal opinion?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think they like the government being shut down.
Hmm.
Personally, that's what I think, right? Like,
Uh,
I think, and this is my opinion, right? Like, so don't take this like I'm not saying facts or anything like this, okay? But what I'm saying is I think that they like the government being shut down, and here's why. What was the first thing that Trump said after the government was shut down? What did he say he was going to do if the Democrats didn't reopen?
I think I know where you're going with this. Basically, getting rid of a bunch of stuff that another like Elon Musk 2.0, right? They're going to cut a bunch of stuff that the Democrats had because they shut it down.
Yeah, but he was doing that anyway, right? So he was
But
already
now there's going to be stuff that's cut now that when the government reopens is never coming back.
correct. But now they have an excuse, right?
Okay.
Now they have an excuse to not do it, right? And as long as the government so I think that they have an excuse to do all the things that they wanted to do anyway, and to just move forward. I think that Donald Trump likes the government being shut down. I think his cronies like the government being shut down. I think, of course, there are some backlash things with it, right? Like federal workers not getting paid and military not getting paid. But Donald Trump said he wanted to do a giant purge of federal workers, right? So I don't think that really hurts him too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like really, I mean, it's kind of what he said he was going to do. And then by firing all these federal workers, he gets to consolidate power within the executive, which is something that he's been trying to do the whole time, right? So I just don't see how this hurts Donald Trump outside of everyone gets mad when the military doesn't get paid, right? Like everybody across the board gets. Besides that, what's hurting? What backlash is Trump really getting over this government shutdown?
He himself, I guess, none, because he's just blaming it on the Democrats, right? Because they're refusing to. Okay. Next
so he found a way to blame the Democrats and do whatever he wants based off of it.
Right.
He wins.
Smart, right?
Yeah, not to mention the fact that as long as the government's shut down, they have no need to confirm what's her name? That one freaking representative, that Democrat, that would be the deciding vote in releasing the Epstein files. And as long as she can't get confirmed, then they don't have to release those. But I think that's even like a little more cherry on top, because he doesn't want those released.
So I'm sure you've seen John Fetterman's his comments that he's been making, right? About he's voting with the Republicans to get the government reopened.
Sure.
And quite frankly, he's very upset that the Democrats and politics aside, I mean, I know this whole thing is political, but just for the fact of paying our service members and government officials, and then thirdly, which last but not least, is the EBT across the nation as of November 1. I mean, I know every state is probably going to try and figure out their own way how to feed their people, but there are plenty of people on EBT that do need it, and I'm a Republican, and I will say that there are people on EBT who do need it. There are single moms out there who do need to feed their children, and John Fetterman is using that as his main reason why he wants to get the government reopened. But how come he's not making any leeway with his colleagues on the left side of the aisle?
Because his stance is horrible. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
His stance on
because here's the deal, okay? Just being honest with you, right? What's your limit that you're going to take that as a response? Right? And let me explain a little bit more, okay? If Donald Trump was jailing his political enemies, all right, would you then go, well, we should vote to help Donald Trump keep staying in power, jailing his political enemies, because people will keep their food benefits?
I'm kind of lost in your premise. So you're saying,
Sir, what you're saying, what I'm saying is that
you're just using that as an example.
Yeah, I'm just using that as an example. Yeah, what I'm saying is Fetterman is pretty much making the stance of no matter how bad Donald Trump is, no matter what things he's doing, no matter what horrible things he's doing to Americans, okay, we should keep funding that in order to get people their food benefits. And I don't agree with that stance.
And you asked me what my limit is. Like, my question to you is, what is your limit? How far does it have to go for their point to be proven, people to not have financial assistance to feed their families? Like, how far does that have to go before you guys' point is proved?
I mean, Donald Trump already ripped 4 million people off their food benefits already. right? What's stopping him
Okay.
from removing more
Okay.
people off there as soon as we fund him?
No, you're kind of going down into a different segue there. I'm asking you how far there are people that are going to lose benefits. Matter of fact, I was listening to a live stream today,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a service member who actually applied for food stamps because his paying stopped. They stopped paying him, obviously, right?
That's a
So-
lie. No service member has yet to not be paid. Now, is it in the future? Yes, but no service member has yet to
Okay,
not be
maybe
paid.
you're lying.
Now,
Yeah, that's totally possible.
granted, it is unfortunate that things like, especially like WIC and other food assistance programs, service members are on, but that was happening well before because we don't pay our service members enough. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
But
you do not.
but
yeah,
they did move funding in order to pay the service members their last pay cycle, and then the next pay cycle, Bessent is already saying that they have enough money to do it this time. It won't be until the 15th of November
So no
that
service members have
people will
gone
stop getting
without
paid.
pay?
Huh?
Anyone in the armed forces? Nobody in the armed forces have gone without.
Nobody
pay,
in
is
the
what you're saying?
active armed forces has gone without pay, or on active.
So I don't know what
orders.
this guy. He said he was in the army for 2 years and he hadn't been paid, so he had applied for a food stamp. So maybe he was just grifting or something. But no, man, my stance is I think I see a lot of stuff online, and I just wish people who have fundamental disagreements could actually get on a conversation and say, hey, this is why I disagree.
Yes, sir.
why
But
do you-
before we move on to that, how many people are going to lose their health care if these ACA subsidies aren't renewed?
I mean, that's a whole other ballgame. The Affordable Care Act, when you go into health insurance, I'm actually an insurance agent, and it's such a scam. The way that our healthcare system is built and set up, like the whole thing needs reform. It's just such a nasty
I agree.
rabbit hole.
I completely agree that our healthcare system is trash. I agree.
Yes,
But all the same,
the tax.
if these ACA subsidies aren't renewed, okay, the average American, right, on the ACA, their healthcare premiums are going to raise by 114%. All right, on average.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Uh-huh.
which means a lot of people in the United States are not going to be able to afford healthcare. There are 44 million people on the ACA. All right, there's an estimate that says about like 10 million of them may not be able to afford healthcare if these subsidies don't go through. So when you're talking about like the food subsidies, right? What you're really saying is, well, the Democrats have to choose between people not getting their health care and possibly dying because they can't get their health care, or people not getting their food and possibly dying because they don't get their food. It's not really like a choice, right?
So you're saying if we can't take care of their health care, you might as well not feed them either.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying those are the choices. Is either people don't get the health care they need and die, or people don't get the food they need and die. Both of them are horrible options, but picking between the two is horrific also, right?
I don't think. Well, at the end of the day, I don't think what's going to happen is they're going to end. Like the end result of this whole game is not to end people's health care. I think they're trying to position themselves to reform the entire thing, but the ACA was enacted by Congress, so that's not going to be an easy thing to do. So they're just losing their tax subsidy. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to lose their insurance, right?
No, probably at least 10 million people are going to lose their insurance when the subsidy goes away. That's what the Democrats are fighting for, is for those subsidies to be renewed, because so many people are going to lose their health care if they go away. Not to mention the people that are able to keep their health care are going to be paying such an astronomical amount more, right? That we don't know what the side effects of that are going to be too. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is when you were saying earlier, right? You were saying like what's the limit? People are going to lose their health care lose their food benefits November 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. So the choice the Democrats have is reopen up the government, people get their food subsidies, or their food stamps, right? Their SNAP benefits. And then millions of people lose their health care. Or don't open up and it's vice versa.
Yeah, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
Either way, if Congress moves forward, so I mean, don't you think Congress needs to be back in, or at least, the House of Representatives and the House of the Senate need to be back into a place where everything is working the way that it should be. People are getting paid. People are getting their benefits. Yeah, I hear what you're saying about how many millions did you say are going to lose?
I think the last estimate I saw was like 10 million or something crazy, but I can look it up to be sure. But I think the last estimate I saw was like 10 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So
I
people in my
there are
chat
a lot
saying
of people
14 million. Okay, but that's what I'm saying, man. Is like, yes, if the Democrats are going to stand up for something and they're going to, like, it's horrible if the government stays closed longer. It's a bad thing. It is horrible. It is also a horrible thing if we reopen the government and without bipartisanship, that's going to rip these things away from people. They're both bad, right? They're both bad. Yeah. So I can't blame the Democrats for going, oh, well, I'm going to put people's health care as an importance, right? I just can't.
And you don't think so? I mean, it's just a claim that I've heard. I don't know if it's substantiated or not, but the reason why Schumer is stalling everyone is because he's afraid AOC is coming for his seat. What is your stance on that?
Dude, give me a fucking break. AOC is not even in the Senate.
Yeah, but she's going to run. She's going to primary.
I hope she fucking does.
Yeah,
I hope she fucking does.
Question.
I hope she smokes him. Schumer can go fuck himself.
Schumer can go fuck himself. Jeez, why?
I think he's a really shitty fucking person, and I'm just over him as a politician. He can go freaking. He needs to be out of politics. I don't want him in there. I don't want him as the leader, as the minority leader. I don't want him in there at all. I would love to have AOC over Schumer. I'm so sick of Schumer. I'm so sick of Schumer. Regardless, okay. That is not what he's doing. He is not stalling for that because AOC might run in the future and take his seat. I don't think anybody is freaking that concerned with.
Yeah, the claim is that
who's making this claim?
To appeal, just everywhere you see the sources online.
I haven't seen it one time, and I'm unfortunately like
you have
habitually
that Schumer isn't trying to appeal to the socialist part of the left wing. You haven't.
I'm sure he's trying to appeal to a whole bunch of people after he screwed everybody over in March and everybody got sick of him. I'm sure he's trying to appeal to a lot of people because a lot of people feel exactly like I do. A lot of people on the left feel exactly like I do. A lot of Democrats feel exactly the way I do.
Really, you're the first person I've heard say that.
Really? Oh, dude,
yeah,
in the left circles I walk in, Schumer's a curse word.
And what would you say? Why? Just because he's just a snake politician, or he's too far left, too far to the right, too moderate? What is it?
Schumer lost all trust when he signed the big beautiful bill. Okay, any last things that he had that was holding on to anything, he lost under the big beautiful bill. Okay, but he is way too fucking centrist, way too fucking pro-Israel. Okay, at least was until like recently, right? Like way too. You do realize that Chuck Schumer is a freaking Republican or a conservative in any country on the planet, right?
I would say a lot of Democrats are.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Democrats are sick of that. We are sick of these politicians that play this freaking middle ground, just like Schumer freaking backing what's her face in Maine. Okay, you know who I'm talking about?
No, not off the top of my head. I don't know who you're referring to.
Yeah, there's this race in Maine where they have like all these like exciting freaking candidates and all sorts of stuff, and Schumer brings in some fucking Collins brings in some freaking 80-year-old to fucking run against them. 70 something. I think she's like 76 or something, 77. Okay. Literally brings in somebody old in order to freaking run against the young people. Right. He like Mom Donnie came in. He wasn't even like he was like slow as hell to endorse Mom Donnie. Somebody that the left is actually like genuinely excited about. Right. Like you're talking about.
And then
what?
Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. I wasn't sure what race you were talking about, but.
Yeah, so like no, the main race, and obviously then I went to the New York race. Those are two different races.
Okay,
but regardless, okay. What I'm saying is that we have people like AOC, right? Like, and I'm not even saying I'm the biggest AOC fan, but I do like her, right? What I am saying is we have a bunch of young, exciting Democrats in the party. People that actually, are less than 100 years old, right? People that are that understand how social media works, right? That understand like the path of how we're supposed to do the politics in the United States has changed. Politics in the United States is different than it was before Trump took office, and it's sure as hell different than it was when Schumer took office 874 years ago.
Right,
Okay,
right. Same thing with Biden.
I agree. I didn't want Biden to run.
Yeah.
At all. Okay, I thought he was way too centrist, way too far right, and way too fucking old.
Yeah. Were you voicing that whenever he was going to run for re-election, or even during his?
I mean,
his
personally, I was. I didn't have a
presidency
platform back then, but
Okay. I just, for some reason, that was such a hard thing for people to admit that he was blowing his role a little bit, I have a kind of off-topic question for you, then I'll let you go because there's probably other people trying to call in. But don't you think, because, everything's so polarized nowadays, don't you think at some point in politics, in our country, me and you, don't you think there has to be some point where there's compromise? And I'm saying that also from my side, from the right going to the left going to the right. Like, how do you see us moving forward if it's just a stalemate and there's no compromise on each side? Like,
but sir, there
part
was
of life, right? Making compromises.
That's not reality, though. Under the Biden administration, there was tons of compromise. Some of the largest pieces of bipartisan legislation that's happened in American history happened through compromise under the Biden administration. The largest infrastructure bill in American history, for one, right? $1 trillion or $1.1 trillion in infrastructure passed on a bipartisan basis under the Biden administration, right? Things like the Chips and Sciences Act passed on a bipartisan basis under the Biden administration. And I can name quite a few more, okay? And then, right, Trump comes into office. The Democrats try to negotiate with him on the big, beautiful bill. He backs out of the Trump administration, backs out of all of it, taking all of that compromise and bipartisanship and then throwing it out the window. And now currently with the government being shut down, before the government even shut down to begin with, Schumer and Jeffries were like, hey, we want to talk to Donald Trump and try to negotiate a way that we can both get something out of this and keep the government open. And Donald Trump said, I have no will to talk to them whatsoever. They can either sign or they fucking don't. So what I'm saying is, sir, there is compromise. It's just all on the left right now. There is compromise. There is bipartisanship.
The left doesn't have the power right now, right? But I'm sure during the last time they did, the conservatives did have compromise as well. You just said it yourself. There was bipartisanship, right?
But Biden went to the right and said, we want to negotiate with you. And the right said, perfect. We want to negotiate with you also. And they came together. Donald Trump is saying, I don't want to negotiate with the left at all. And the left is like, well, we'll negotiate with you. And they're like, no. So you're saying you want bipartisanship. You're saying you want compromise, but the right is the one who's saying they won't compromise right now. So
yeah, I'm just hearing you say that. I mean, I'm sure that they've been trying to have conversations going both ways. I mean,
they have not.
As far as Trump goes, I'm sorry,
they have not.
They have not. Zero.
No. Again, Schumer and Jeffries tried to meet with Trump this week to try to negotiate it into the shutdown, and Donald Trump said he would not meet with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just taking your word for it. I have not seen that.
Mike
Trump
Johnson sent the House of Representatives on vacation during the middle of a government shutdown.
Well, yeah, the outside of Hakeem, like everything that's going on right now with this bill trying to move forward with reopening the government, the Senate's voting on that, right?
Yeah.
So, the majority leader, Mike Johnson, he, as far as this whole entire time, he has not tried to have conversations with anybody on the left, have conversations about what can we do to get this thing reopened.
Nope. Actually has specifically said he doesn't want to.
Mike Johnson said that?
Yeah. Many times.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. He
Well, I
has
don't
been
know.
very, very
Definitely-
open with that. So you're right.
But
I do believe we
was
need bipartisanship. I do think we need compromise. I 100% believe that we do. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I said from both sides, from the right
Yeah.
to the left to the right. Like, there's just no future for the country if we
But-
don't have.
Again, sir, the left right
Compromise
now
with each
is
other.
saying, let's compromise. Let's come together. Let's make something that's good for the American people. The left is doing that right now. And the right is specifically saying no.
And the compromise that the left would like is
People to be able to keep their health care.
right to extend the tax subsidies, right?
Yep.
And that's all they're asking for. There's no
Yep.
other things that they're trying to sneak
Nope.
in there. Have you seen the claims that have made that they want to keep health care for illegal immigrants?
Yep. I've seen it.
So is that true? That's
Not
something
in the
that-
slightest.
So that's not true. They're not trying to extend or I guess keep. I don't know if that's in the current bill now, but to have health care for illegal immigrants.
Sir, there is not a federal government program that gives health care to undocumented immigrants.
Interesting.
So how could they be trying to get something that does not exist? You're saying they want to rewrite a whole program?
I'm just going based off of what
Yeah,
some senators
because
have said.
because Donald Trump is still riding this freaking immigration thing because he knows he's so far underwater on every single other fucking thing on the face of the planet. Okay, that Donald Trump just rates everything to immigration. That's all he does because that's all he has. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's
so
still
if he so if the Democrats go, we want to keep American citizens with their health insurance by extending ACA subsidies, then Donald Trump just gets on television and goes, they're trying to get health care for undocumented immigrants. Like, what? That doesn't even make fucking sense, dude. It's not even logical. There's not even a program
Yeah,
that
you-
exists.
I don't know. I've seen some issues where Denver, Colorado is one example where I've seen where they have been overridden with providing healthcare to illegal immigrants to where they have to turn people away.
Sir, A, that's not true. Second of all, not a single federal government program, okay, funds undocumented immigrant health care. Now, maybe Colorado does, okay, with state funds, okay, but we're not talking about keeping the state of Colorado open. We're talking about keeping the federal government open, okay? Like California through Medi-Cal, okay, has some, healthcare subsidies for people who aren't American citizens. But those are state funds. Those aren't federal funds. All right.
And it's not federal funds that are allocated to the state.
No, federal funds are allocated to the state for American citizens, and then states like California use their own personal state funds to fund some immigrants. And the reason why they do that is because it's more beneficial to them because they get so killed by fucking EMTALA that it raises healthcare across the board anyway. It is actually cheaper to give them insurance in California than it is to not have them insured, because then they end up costing the American taxpayer more money. So they fund it to save themselves money.
Got it. So that's a good way of justifying it. I mean, to each state.
I mean,
is
it's not a matter
different,
of way
right?
to justify it. All I have to do is justify it is the California voters voted on it. They wanted to do that with their tax dollars, and the federal government shouldn't have any right to tell them that they can't.
Yeah, I do believe in the separation of state and the federal government.
Yeah, I don't need to justify
if-
anything, sir. I'm just saying,
No, it's justified. You just justified it. I think you're taking that as a dig. I'm just saying, like, that's a way to justify it. Okay.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Maybe I took that the wrong way. What I'm saying is like, if California wants to do that, California wants to do that, right? Like, if Colorado wants to do it, Colorado wants to do that. I personally think it's a great thing. I think that freaking it helps. I believe that preventative healthcare is much better than reactive healthcare. Right. So I think that these are actually really good things. Right. But no, there's nothing in the federal government that is going to undocumented immigrants. It is 100% healthcare for American citizens who all pay for their premiums. Well, except for, there's a small percentage that don't. But like, we're talking, people well below the poverty line that pay almost nothing to the subsidy because their health insurance is so low to begin with. Right. So they might they may save them like $40. But for other people, their healthcare premiums, they're seeing them go from, $700-800 a month to $2,000 a month, right? And that's what the Democrats are trying to stop.
I know. I mean, I mean, just the deductible alone, like people just decide not to go to the doctor. That's the problem with the ACA is, in some cases, it is better to shop around. And something, the problem is a lot of Americans don't know this, but it is better to get with an agent, shop around, and see if you could find something better. Because, I mean, far and few between. There are some programs that are a little bit better than what
There's
was
tons of
being-
them. There's
and that's the problem. So
no,
you're
that's
saying
not
that
the
we have 10 to
problem,
4
sir. That's just a problem. Okay, that's
No,
fine.
that is a huge part of the problem. That you're saying that all these Americans are going to lose their insurance. Yeah, but the reality of it is they could actually shop around and find
No, because
something probably better.
when the ACA subsidies go away, healthcare goes up, and therefore people lose healthcare. And then since those people are still covered by EMTALA, then everybody else's health insurance also goes up. So people that even aren't on the ACA, their health insurance premiums are going to go up due to the healthcare going up for the ACA people.
Yeah, well, when it comes to, you said I think you said 10 to 14 million people losing their insurance because everything that's going on with the health insurance change not being renewed. But what I'm saying is, yeah, that's probably true. I don't know for a fact, but I do know for a fact that a lot of people could actually, and of course not the indigent folks, but there are people that can shop around and find some health insurance.
Sure, that's fine. Okay. What I'm saying is when the ACA subsidies go away, maybe someone could have shopped around and said for a family of 4 found insurance for $650 a month as opposed to the $750 on the ACA. Right? I'm now saying with those ACA subsidies going down, that shop around instead of finding it for $650 might be $1,500. And that might be lower than the ACA, but it's still over doubled. So even them finding it someplace else.
I totally got your point there, but I'm just saying, they're not 100% of these 10 to 14 million are out in the cold. There's no insurance for them. I hear what you're saying, that the premiums are going to go up because of the changes with the ACA, but it still doesn't. It negates from the fact that people still would possibly have an option to get health care.
No, they won't, sir. Like what I'm saying is, okay, let me give you an example, and then I am going to move on to another caller. But I do want to give you an example, so maybe you can understand this because it sounds like you want to. Okay. What I'm saying is, okay, say I'm on the ACA. All right, and I'm paying, like I said, like $650 a month, right? And on average, healthcare is going to go up 114% for the average American on their health insurance costs that are on the ACA, right? So let's just say my health insurance goes from $650 a month to, we'll say, $1,400 a month. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yes, I might be able to shop around and find other insurance. Okay? But what I'm saying is that because those ACA subsidies went away, all insurance goes up because of all those people who did lose healthcare, right? So now federal funds are now having to be allocated towards EMTALA in order to cover emergency care. Right? Which then freaking goes back to the cost of insurance because now these insurances have to cover all of those things, right? All of those extras, right? Now, those insurance rates go up too. So now I shop around and I might find one for $1,200 a month, which is cheaper than the ACA was without the subsidies, but I still can't afford that $1,200. So I still don't have insurance. Or maybe I can afford the $1,200, and now I'm freaking taking a whole bunch of money out of my pocket in order to pay that extra $1,200. So what I'm saying, sir, is that even though you could find other insurance, all insurance prices across the board, even outside of the ACA, are going to go up if these subsidies go away.
I hear you. Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Because you're saying the premiums of health insurance will go up because the subsidies aren't renewed. Is that what you're saying?
Right. The premiums of ACA will go up.
Unaffordable.
Right. The premiums of ACA will go up. Okay. And then a whole bunch of people will lose health insurance, which will cause all the other insurances to also go up.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. The insurance industry, it doesn't take much for them to raise a premium. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but the insurance premiums have gone up 400% in the last 8 years. Freaking incredible. Amazing how. And then on top of that, I don't know if you want to answer this question, but do you have health insurance?
I do.
Do you know what your deductible is for the year?
Probably not off the top of my head, no.
So in some cases, for those people who are listening, it's such a scam. It's like, cool, you get to access your health insurance, but you're going to pay this deductible. Let's say that your visit costed $300, but your deductible for the year is $10,000. You still have to pay $500 out of your pocket. So at the same time, you're just like, because it wasn't covered, right? Because you haven't met your threshold of your deductible. So if you haven't met your threshold of your deductible, you have to pay, basically pay for it yourself. So you're better off, instead of just paying your deductible, just paying, in some cases, obviously, like emergency room visits, certain things like that, it's better to just be a cash patient than to just actually access insurance. So,
sir, I really do appreciate all the insurance information. I've had people come up and tell me that before, but I am going to move on to the next caller, but I hope you have a wonderful day, all right?
hey, you too. What was your name again, by the way, sir? I didn't catch it.
You can call me
on
Paulie.
your page.
My name's Chris, but you can call me Paulie.
All right, Paulie. Hey, man, thanks for your conversation. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too, man. Bye. This is exactly why we need universal health care in this country. Because of right there. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We're going to hit up a couple super chats. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I like to talk about them in between callers, and it does help to support the live and keep these things going. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. CJ, thank you so much for the $10. He said he likes his aesthetic. The comb over and the cankles are top tier. I did see one picture of Donald Trump with the comb over, and it had the Epstein files underneath them, and it was late. Dude, it was funny. Anyways. But thank you so much, CJ. X7, thank you so much for the goat, for the 2 goats, and for the skull dance. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Feisty with the 5 gifted gifted memberships. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the 5 gifteds. Big W's in the chat for Feisty for the 5 gifteds. X7, just absolutely so many of the goats and the skulls. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Luca, thank you so much for the $5. Said, been sick, missed the weekend streams, but you still go, Polly, keep things going. I appreciate that, Luca. Yeah, sorry you've been sick. Hope you feel better. Again, if you'd like to rewatch the streams, I would advise Saturday. Sunday was But yeah, I would definitely advise that. Rewatch Saturdays. Lovely. Thank you so much for the $5. Says all geriatric politicians need to be primaried immediately. We want new ideas. 100% lovely. I couldn't agree more. And Yanni says this guy is so deep in cognitive dissonance. I don't know if you're talking about me or him, but either way, thank you so much for the 2 Canadian. I appreciate that. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I said, I do have super chats open. And if you'd like to support in other ways, I do have all of my pay links in my bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics. So another great way to support. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We are going to move on to the next caller, keep this thing going, and hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I've had like 10 calls every minute. So funny how I turn on the phone line again and it immediately slows down. There it goes. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
21, almost 22.
Sorry, your reception's really bad. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, say something. Your reception's really bad.
Can you say that again?
Okay, I guess you're okay. Do you still support Trump?
I don't really have a side to pick on.
Okay.
Like,
Then I don't really need you here, man.
I'm like from I don't really want to talk about my location, but I'm from like a countryside. I don't know what side to pick on, but like both sides are kind of bad for me though.
All right, man.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry you hear that. I'm gonna move on to the next caller. All right, have a good day. Hello, how are you? Oh. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good.
CG, thank you so much for the 101 over there. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Awesome. How old are you?
Hey, I'm 20 years old. My name is Moses, and I'm from Florida.
Awesome. You like long walks on the beach?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
So
anyways, do you still support Trump?
I mean, what's your name and your affiliation?
Sir, do you still support Trump?
I mean, I gotta know who I'm talking to.
No, you don't.
What type of?
That question is
Okay.
not dependent on anything that I say.
Okay. So why did you ask me my name if it doesn't
I
matter?
I didn't need your name. You just gave it to me. I didn't ask at all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I said, how
Yeah,
old are you? I do need that for terms of service of the social media
Okay.
sites, but I didn't ask for your name. You just gave it to me, and then I didn't ask for your location, and you also gave me that.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah, I
wasn't.
didn't ask for any of that stuff. You just volunteered it.
Well, I don't know what to call you. You're probably like a.
All right. You can call me.
Should I call you he, she, or?
You can call me Daddy.
Uh,
Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I can. How old are you?
Whoa, you're
I
echoing.
am.
Echo.
Sorry, let me.
Echo. All right, it's gone.
Can you
Sorry.
hear me better?
Yeah, how old are you?
Can you? 28.
Why did your voice just get like 19 octaves deeper? Holy shit.
Sorry about that. I took you off a speaker and I put you.
Did you hear
on,
that? He went from
on call.
dude sound like he was like 8 years old to freaking like grown ass man, like real quick. Do you hear that shit? That was fucking wild. Sorry,
Yeah,
you should
no,
if you no like are you do you have a significant other? Do you have a partner?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do.
If you ever end up in the dating scene, don't ever call one of them with that Bluetooth on. Okay? Like just
understood.
little dating advice for later. Only talk without that Bluetooth on because that'll kill some game really quick.
I am blessed enough to know that I will never have to be in the dating scene again. So.
Well, just in case, I want to make sure the advice gets to you. But anyway, so how old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
So big things is, and honestly, I really didn't support him in the beginning. Preface this back in 2016. I really was a big supporter of Ben Carson. However, I've definitely drifted more conservative over the years, and now I'm a lot more firmer conservative than I ever have been. I really do lean more libertarian, but definitely am way more MAGA, I guess you could consider, now than I really have ever been.
Yeah, so you're saying you're conservative and you're also saying you support Trump. I'm not really sure how those two things match.
Why do you say that?
Because Donald Trump's not conservative.
Okay.
How is Donald Trump
MAGA
conservative?
Movement.
Donald Trump added $8.4 trillion in national debt in his first term. He's already added $4 trillion in 10-year approved debt just this term, where government spending is at an all-time high. How is that conservative?
Yeah, no, not a fan of that either. I didn't say that I was I liked everything that he did, but I definitely align more with the MAGA movement now than I did ever before.
Gotcha. So now that they're being more like, I don't know, inhumane, fascist, like what part of it is just like tickling your fancy?
Well, I don't really see that it's fascist to enforce laws, especially the laws passed by Congress.
Yeah, I don't consider that fascist either, but that's not what I'm talking about. So,
Well, then what are your examples of fascism?
Yeah, well, it's palagenic ultranationalism. It's a movement and ideology. So,
yeah, so enough Americans have decided that this is the direction that we want to take the United States, which is to enforce the current laws, and I'm really not seeing any issues with that.
Gotcha. So, can you please tell me how it's enforcing the current law to send like Texas National Guard to Chicago?
Obviously, that the cities and the states are not handling those crime situations themselves. The federal government will need to step in. I don't see any issue with that.
Well, the federal judges did, though, when they said it was against the law and in violation of the 10th Amendment.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Definitely don't have anything to reference right off the top of my head there.
Yeah. So you should be very upset about it then, since it's against the law, right?
Not necessarily. Not when
okay. No, that's
the crime
that's totally
rate.
fine.
Not when the crime rates. Not when not when everything is the way that it is. With the murder rates, with the crime rates, not being able to feel safe walking outside to your car, I'm okay with intervention.
Gotcha.
I'm okay with finding that out. Yeah.
So now you're okay with breaking the laws and not enforcing the laws as long as it gets to your end. right? So you're okay with
if
the means getting to the end. So but a second ago you were all about the law, and now you've already abandoned the law in order to get to just what you want,
Okay.
right?
Well, I guess, maybe
Yeah.
in this situation, yeah, you can go ahead and call me out on that. Now,
Yeah,
how do you change my
that would
mind
be
on that?
that'd be one of the tenets of fascism right there. Just to let you know. What about when Donald Trump has already been found twice actually to be in violation of the First Amendment?
Example?
The first time was for the kicking the AP News out of the White House for them not calling it the Gulf of America. And the second one was which one was the second one? I just blanked there for a second. Was that the students? Yeah, I believe that was the students revoking student visas over their speech. Yeah.
Now, remember, with the freedom of speech, I definitely am 100% in support of my First Amendment rights and everybody else's opportunity to exercise their First Amendment rights. Now, with that, you cannot be inciting violence. So supporting terrorist organizations like Hamas, that shouldn't be seen, that should be recognized as inciting violence.
Gotcha. So you think that AP News refusing to call it the Gulf of America is inciting violence?
No, we were talking about the student visas being
No,
revoked,
actually, you said
were
when
my-
has he been found in violation of the First Amendment, and I said both of those. I actually said
Yes, you
one
did say
after
both.
the other.
Yes, you did.
Oh, so you're saying you just
Yes,
want to concentrate
apologies.
on the other, you want to ignore the first one?
No, I'm acknowledging the
Okay.
first one.
Gotcha.
And secondly, but you brought up both points, so I'm going to acknowledge where the inciting violence is.
Yeah, nothing that they were kicked out for the student visas on had anything to do with inciting violence whatsoever.
From the river to the sea.
Yeah. What's the rest of that?
Palestine will be free.
Yeah. What does that have to do with supporting a terrorist organization? You know, Palestine is not a terrorist
Calling
organization,
for the global
right?
intifada.
Sir, you do realize that
Supported by Iran. Yes, they are a terrorist organization.
Oh, so all of Palestine is a terrorist organization.
No, definitely Hamas is.
But does that say in support of Hamas or in support of Palestine? Because a second ago was just Palestine. And now apparently, if you support Palestine, you support Hamas. Because I'll give you an example. I support the livelihoods of Palestine. I believe that they should be able to be free. I believe that they should be able to, not be deprived of food. I don't believe they should be in a war zone. I don't believe Israel should be able to indiscriminately bomb hospitals and schools, right, in order to do their war, right? I think that all of those things, right? I also don't support Hamas or their leadership or the terrorist activities in which they do, right? So I can 100% support Palestine, and I can also not support Hamas. So when those people were supporting Palestine, do you see how they could be supporting Palestine and not Hamas?
I do, but I don't think that enough of the population really has or at least those in support of it, were as knowledgeable about that specific instance as you and I.
Gotcha.
Hey, Paulie, I'm going to let you go. Hey, but I just want to say, hey, I respect everything that you've had to say today. I respect where you're coming from, your passion, and I do appreciate that you are on the left side, definitely talking to other people. Okay? So I want to leave this on a positive note. I appreciate your engagement, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bye. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate that. I did see the treasure train that went on over there. Kramer, thank you so much for the subscription. I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, we were on that hype train for a little bit. I never know what to do when those happen. I get so excited whenever I see those hype trains. I see it go across my screen. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope you guys are having a good day. We're going to keep this thing moving, move on to the next caller. And thank you guys for the support. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Isn't that a cool gift? Sorry for you guys that can see that. Isn't that a cool little gift? That is so cool. Awesome. So do you still live with mom and dad, or do you pay your bills?
I'm currently interviewing for my state's county clerk office.
So you still live with mom and dad?
Yeah, but I'm not a Trump supporter. I just wanted to talk to you about something.
Well,
So
I do have a rule about talking to Trump supporters that don't pay their own bills, but
yeah, I understand that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way.
yeah, make your question quick so I can move on, though, please. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I've been watching the stream. I'm an independent, but I've just been kind of, the way you've been articulating yourself, your points are valid because I've been fact checking what you said. For an example, about the ACA, how that's going to increase the prices for other people's insurance. That's true. What you said about how the Democrats aren't trying to give illegal immigrants health care, that's also true. But the way that I'd say talking to people, it sounds overtly passive aggressive, right? I agree that people should have discussions, but I don't think it should be disrespectful.
Yeah. No, I totally understand what you're saying. Okay. And what I would very much like to let you know is that I do not care. Okay. You can go tone police somebody else. Okay. And if the way I talk to people hurts your feelings, then maybe, I don't know, buy a pair of big boy panties.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to have an attack.
Go away. Goodness gracious, dude. Hello, how are you?
Good.
That's awesome. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yep.
Cool. Why is that? All right, goodbye. Guys, we can't even get to through the hard questions of why do you support Trump? Guys, I freaking say things. I understand that you guys think that just the way that I talk hurts your feelings. I apologize. It's the only way I know how to talk. Okay. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing.
I am.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 59.
All right. Do you support Trump? Because I already feel bad about this one.
I'm going through what I'm trying to tell. I'd like to talk to you about is some people do some things right, and some people do some things wrong. And the way I think about it is, why can't we just let him get done what he can get done, and then, whatever you want to do, you want to vote him out, whatever. But nobody, Putin, none of them want to deal with anybody but Trump.
Would you have that same fervor if I was talking about Mussolini? Or Stalin?
Oh, no. The Holocaust was that
so you think, yeah. See, we don't wait until things get the worst they possibly can to say something, right? We say things early, all right, and try to stop things before they happen. We don't just let bad things continue on to happen until we find out what the worst that it could be, right?
But I don't understand how worse it can get, to be honest with you. I'm scared to death. Like I said, I'm going on 60 years old. They're taking our elderly benefits. We can't pay rent. We can't pay. I'm not any subsidy for rent, utilities, nothing. And I don't know how we're supposed to live.
Then why would you want us to not fight against that?
Well, from what I'm hearing, that Trump has nothing to do with this.
Yep, he's all innocent.
In.
That's all it is. It's Donald Trump just sitting in the White House, just being an angel. And all good things in the government are Trump, and all bad things are the Democrats. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I've seen him do some really irresponsible and offensive things.
I have to, ma'am. I definitely have to. Okay, because I think it's pretty bad. But that's why I'm out here talking about it. So hopefully you don't lose your subsidies, and hopefully you don't lose your assistance, and so you can keep the lights on and keep food on the table. Because I don't want bad stuff like that to happen to you. Because I find that really really horrible. So I'm gonna keep doing that, ma'am. I'm gonna keep doing that. And I'm gonna keep fighting for you, just like without you here. So I hope you have a wonderful night. Okay.
Well, how do you?
All right. Goodbye. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Mindspeak, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. It says, please, Paulie, don't be rude. Oh, for crying out loud, man up. Don't like the music. Change the channel. For some reason, people think that me holding people accountable to the things that they say in the conversations that they say is somehow condescending. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why, but I'm going to be me. I'm just going to keep being me. It's worked out pretty well for me so far. Okay. So I'm just going to keep being me. Thank you so much, Mindspeak. I appreciate that. Roy said, nah, fuck that. We tune in to hear you flex. The audacity of trying to tone police alive. Keep shining, Polly. W's in chat for Mindspeak and for Rohit right here for the big W's. I appreciate that. I don't know how I could stop being me. I don't know a time when I motherfucking wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember a time that I wasn't. Y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Big W's to chat for the support. You guys are awesome. All right, we're gonna open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. Yes, somebody needs to get the grandma out the liquor cabinet. She actually kind of sounds like there's this one creator that I see online sometimes, and she dresses up like an old lady. It sounds really, really funny.
Hello.
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 Hi, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you, bud?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I am 39.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh, of course.
That's a weird statement.
Of course. Why wouldn't you support your leader?
And because it's unpatriotic.
Doesn't it show sign of weakness not to support your leader?
No, not at all. Actually shows a sign of strength.
Really?
Yeah.
You went through life like that?
Yeah, very successfully.
Even if your parents were wrong, you didn't support them?
I supported the decisions that my parents made. All right. But see, here's the thing. I'm born to my parents. I can't choose them. I didn't hire my parents to, I didn't hire my parents to do a job. The American people hired Donald.
You can choose your president right now?
Huh?
You can't choose your president right now either.
Right. But he's still hired for a job.
Yeah,
okay.
So your parents.
Yeah. So have you ever owned a business?
Oh, of course.
You have. Awesome.
Multiple.
And did those businesses have employees?
No.
None of them did. All right. Well, can you imagine that you hired on an employee?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So if you hired on an employee and the employee was not doing their job well, okay, or maybe wasn't even qualified, right? Like you hired him.
You think that
hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
Employee.
Sir.
Like, okay, so I own a real estate business, right?
Sir.
And I have people work for me all the time.
Sir, I was in the middle of a sentence first.
Hello?
Yeah, I was still in the middle of a sentence. You can respond when I'm finished. Okay?
Did you put your little sister on for a second?
All right, awesome. So what I was saying is if you hired that employee and the employee was doing a really bad job, would you say like, oh, we should support the employee regardless of how good of a job they were doing? Or would you try to freaking correct that employee or, possibly even try to get that employee fired if that employee wasn't doing a good job?
Okay, perfect example. Okay, yeah, okay. So I own a real estate, I rent houses, flip houses, stuff like that. I have people that work for me all the time that are complete assholes or do things in a manner that I absolutely disagree with. If I were to go in there in the process of them doing their job and disrupt that, or go in there and banter them, or go in there and just talk shit to them all day, do you think that's going to help the matter?
So you just went from I've never had an employee to I have all these people that work for me.
Well, no, it's called an employee and a third-party contractor, two different things. How old are
Gotcha,
you?
sir. Gotcha.
How old are you?
Gotcha. So you're talking about hiring a third-party contractor.
Yes, third-party
Okay, perfect. So
contractors
if you
work for me
hired a
all the
third-party
time.
contractor and that third-party contractor didn't do their job, would you keep hiring that third-party contractor?
Yeah, but
Yes, you would.
you're
That's
saying
weird.
that you're saying
You must have a very
if they weren't doing
unsuccessful
their
business if
job,
that was the case.
if they weren't doing their job, of course I wouldn't.
Gotcha. So
But
Donald
you're
Trump is
saying
not
that
doing
in
the
a manner
job.
of which that Trump isn't doing any of his job.
Oh, gotcha. So let me get this straight.
He's
If you,
just doing his job in a manner in which you don't agree with.
what is his job?
Which is a totally different perspective.
What is his job?
And a totally different conversation.
What is his job?
Well, I don't know. You describe that. What do you think?
Well,
his
he takes
job
an
is?
oath
You're
to
the
what
one that
his-
disagrees with what
Sir,
he's doing.
so he takes an oath.
If you're the one that disagrees with what he's doing, then shouldn't you be the one that
I'm
tells
trying
me
to,
what
but
he's
you're
doing wrong or what his job is?
I'm literally trying to.
Go
You
ahead,
just
buddy.
won't be
Go
quiet.
ahead, talk
Yeah.
through.
So
Talk
Donald
through.
Trump takes an oath. Okay, when he became president, what was that oath to?
Every president has taken an oath.
Correct.
Has any of those presidents held strong to that oath?
Yeah, plenty of them have.
So now that there's a person in presidency that you don't agree with, all of a sudden that oath means something.
Yeah.
But in every other
What's
presidency,
the oath
it
to,
didn't
sir?
mean anything.
What's the oath to?
Well, you tell me.
No, sir. You just said that no other president has held up to their oath. So, and since you are
Which
making the
president
positive,
has
sir,
held up to their
sir,
oath?
if you're making,
Are you out
sir,
of your mind
if you're
right
making
now?
a positive statement saying that other presidents haven't held up to their oath, then I assume that you know what the oath is, correct?
Yeah, I mean it's what is that 10th grade government?
Awesome. So, what do they take an oath to?
Dude, I'm not here to play a trivia question game.
Sir,
We're here to.
I
to
don't know
discuss
is a
shit.
very
So
is a
discuss
very
stuff
okay
back
answer,
and forth here.
sir. I don't know
There's
is
not one
always
other
a great
president
answer.
that held up under their oath.
Which part of the oath?
Trump, you don't agree
Okay,
with what
which
Trump's
part?
doing.
Which part of the
so
oath
then
did
you
Biden? Which
automatically
part of the
just
oath
think
did?
everything
Hey,
you
sir.
do?
Which part of the oath did Biden violate?
Fuck it. Which one didn't he?
No, I'm asking
Are
which
you
part did
joking?
he?
I don't know. I don't think he held up to any part of the oath.
All right, well,
he
name one
took.
part of the oath that he didn't do, and we'll move from there.
I mean, he lied to the people.
All right, what part of the oath says won't lie to the people?
I don't know. I don't know the oath.
Oh, gotcha. You don't know the oath. Perfect. So, sir, how are you
I
saying?
couldn't tell you word for word
Yeah.
what the oath is.
Yeah, gotcha.
You tell me that.
Yeah, so-
Educate me
yeah.
right here live. Educate
I
me.
would
Let's
love
hear
to,
it.
sir.
You say it.
I would love to.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
takes an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. So therefore,
Exactly. Something you didn't know 2
what
seconds
you-
ago, and now apparently it's exactly. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny that I wasn't going to tell you word for word the oath is, but
That wasn't
the
word for
first
word. I
thing
gave
you
you a very
described
good
is
generalization.
yeah, Biden didn't hold up to any of that, did he?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you support Biden. You'd rather have Biden as president right now?
I don't particularly support Biden, but yeah, I'd rather have Biden than Trump right now. But
I
that's
mean,
not. That's a really
he's not
low
even-
bar.
he's not
That's a
even in
really.
the hou-
That's
so
a really
you're-
low
so you're
bar,
telling
sir.
me that if you had a choice of Trump driving a bus or Biden driving a bus, one can't barely he has barely any motor skills. The poor guy's in awful health. He probably can't even get up and walk around on his own. You want him driving the bus, controlling the country over somebody that's willing and able?
No, not
That's
over
sad.
somebody that's willing and
sad.
able.
I mean, honestly,
No.
what that does is
Sir,
shows
be
your
quiet.
disdain.
You didn't let me answer the
and
question,
your-
so I'm muting you now. So no, somebody willing and able, I would gladly have over Biden. Okay, I don't believe that Trump is able. Okay, I don't believe that he has the capacity. Okay, I don't believe that he has the intellect, and I don't believe he has the knowledge of our government in order to actually run our government whatsoever. Okay, I don't believe in any of that. But more specifically than that, sir, I know you're trying, sir. More importantly than that, we were talking about the job of the president of the United States, and Donald Trump has specifically violated multiple freaking parts of the Constitution, which means he's not doing his job. Okay? He's not doing his job. All right.
Same exact scenario in which they violated the terms of the oath as well. And I think that you just have a certain hate for this guy, just like a lot of the Democrats do. And it's kind of an alarming thing that you guys have such a hate for somebody that you spew this at everybody instead of trying to teach people and bring people together It's like you have an automatic.
I'm actually
thing
trying
in
to
which
teach
you
you
just
right
want
now.
to
You
separate
just
people.
you just see the thing about teaching someone is you need to have a student. Okay, a willing student. Okay, that's the thing about teaching. All right, so I would love to teach you. Okay, but you're not a willing student.
You don't have to teach me though. I'm saying that you should be trying to teach everybody, not just be here being a condescending prick and think that you're
Well, sir,
smart.
what would you like me to
Like
teach you?
you think that just like it's
What
so
would
funny
what would
that
you
I
like?
ran
What would
into
you like me to
numerous
teach?
people
Let's
like
see.
you
There's
think that
let's
being
see.
condescending and
Let's see.
talking over people
There's
somehow
just
makes you
over,
smart.
sir. Let me. Here's this. Okay, there's about
It
12.
doesn't though.
There's
It
about
doesn't. Let me tell
1,200
you, it
people
doesn't.
in my
I'm older
YouTube.
than you.
Sir,
I have more life
sir,
experience
be
than
quiet.
you.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Okay. Shh. Shh.
13? Fucking
Shh.
talk, you puss.
Shh.
Speak up.
Shh.
Speak up. Is this your first interaction live?
Shh.
Holy shit.
All right. Cool. Now that you've gotten your emotions under control, okay.
Dude, you're emotional.
I guess
You
sir.
can't
I guess he
handle me
doesn't. I
saying
guess he
something you
doesn't
don't
have them under
disagree with.
control. All right, sir. Well, all I was going to ask you was, since there are about 1,200 people in one of my lives, there's about 800 in another, right? I got another like 200 over here, right? In this one, what would you like me to teach everyone?
Your views without spewing condescending hate. It's pretty simple. It's fairly
Okay.
simple.
Cool.
Like,
Here's my views.
there
Nope.
doesn't
Nope.
have
Nope.
to
Time for you to be
there
quiet. Nope. My teaching
doesn't
time.
there doesn't
Here's my
have
views.
to be. Well,
Nope.
can I
Shh.
finish it?
No, you can't.
Can I finish it, bud?
No, you can't. So here's my view. Donald Trump is violating the Constitution all over the place. Donald Trump has a complete disregard for the Constitution of the United States. Okay. Therefore, is in violation of his oath. Okay. By doing so. All right. So that's my view. All right. And I don't like that. All right. So what about that would you like me to teach?
Victimized is somehow with issue. I just heard you talk to somebody and actually use that as an issue. Like, are you out of your fucking mind, buddy? Like, how is him sending people to stop lawlessness an issue in your mind?
Yeah.
That's
First
like,
of all, sir, Chicago was at its
what
lowest.
a warped sense
Sir,
of fucking mind.
sir,
Like, what?
Chicago was at its lowest homicide rate in 7 years. Okay.
Oh
So
my goodness! There's
crime
like
was not
300
out of
people that got
control.
killed there now. Holy!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that hasn't reduced with anything Donald Trump is doing. But see, the states have this cool thing called states' rights. Okay. There are certain things that the federal government can interfere when it comes to the states, and there's certain things that they can't. Okay. That's under the 10th Amendment. All right. And so Donald Trump is in violation of the 10th Amendment by sending Texas's National Guard to Chicago. Right. Now, he could possibly get around that in certain ways by doing things like invoking the Insurrection Act, which he hasn't done. All right. But let's also be very clear that those National Guardsmen that are going from Texas to Chicago have no law enforcement ability whatsoever. Right. So they don't have an ability to stop any homicides or murders or anything like that. They don't have that ability. Right. They're there
You
to
don't
help
think the
protect.
presence
They're
alone
there,
is gonna stop
sir.
that?
Sir, they're
Hold
there
on. You don't
to
think
help.
that
Sir,
let me
sir,
interject.
no,
Let me
no, you can
interject 10
interject when
seconds
I'm
here.
finished speaking. Okay. I'm not listening to you and you're muted. Okay. So they're there to protect ICE, who also doesn't have that ability, right? Because ICE doesn't have any type of law enforcement ability when it comes to American citizens. And American citizens that are one that are committing those crimes in Chicago. All right. So not only is he in violation of the 10th Amendment, okay, but it wouldn't help any of those things, even if it was the case. And now you can respond and you'll be unmuted.
You're acting like 700 people being in a city is not going to, their presence alone isn't going to stop crime. Like,
I didn't
what
say
kind
it
of
was,
ignorance
sir.
does that take?
You're the one who brought up
700
crime.
700 guards having their presence alone in the city, they don't have to physically go grab people unless they see something going on. But their presence alone is going to, so you're telling me that even if their presence alone stops one murder, it's not worth it? You don't think one life being saved is worth sending 700 troops that's doing nothing bad? You
Not
don't
even
think
the slightest.
saving one life
No.
is worth it?
Okay, let me ask you a question. How many
Well,
murders
that's
do you
bad then.
how many murders do you think would be like, would the United States be reduced by if we took the entire active duty military, the entire thing? I think there's about 1 million, standing soldiers right now in the United States. And we took them all and we spread them across the entire United States and turned the entire United States into martial law. right? And then
Oh, if
hold
we
hold
did
on, hold on,
we
sir,
did
hold
that
on, hold on, sir,
everywhere,
hold on, sir. Just one second.
you'd
I'll
answer the
let you
question.
respond.
You're
I'll let you
okay.
respond. I'm not finished. Okay.
Okay.
And we gave them shoot to kill orders, right? So every single time that any military
But
person
now
saw
you're
in
taking it further.
hold
So
on,
these
sir,
guys have
sir.
shoot. Do they have shoot to kill?
Sir, I'm having to mute you again because I'm going to finish my statement and then you're given the chance to respond, okay? So all of those military people, every single military person is across the entire United States, all given with shoot to kill orders if they see any crime, okay? And especially when it comes to like any type of violent crime, immediately they're shoot to kill. Do you think that would lower the homicide rate in the United States?
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, see, sir, when I'm done talking, you're more than happy to talk.
The problem is you extend your questions 2 or 3 times. I don't know when you're done talking, buddy.
Well, we do learn these things in kindergarten, but I know it must
You
be
know
hard
what I
for
mean?
you.
I know you're still young and you're learning, but like,
Sir, how
give
old are
me a
you?
break.
How old are
Okay,
you?
now, so you're
Sir, how
saying
old are
that
you?
do these 7? Hold on, let me
No,
answer
no,
your
you're not
question real
answering
quick.
until you answer that question. How old are you?
Holy shit! I already told you 39. You got the worst fucking
39?
memory
I'll be
I've ever heard.
39 in a month, sir. What are you talking about? You're
Holy
older than me.
shit! You act like you're about fucking 24.
As I speak here calmly and you yell over me every time I say 3 words, yeah, totally. It's
That's
the
just
me,
the
the
way
one
I
acting
speak because
younger.
I can't. I mean, I don't know if I'm unmuted or not. But anyway, so these 700 troops, you're saying that they have
We're not talking about the 700 troops. I'm making a hypothetical.
and I'm this is leading up to that. I know your fucking patience is like very slim, and that happens in low IQ people. But look, 700 troops do they have a shoot to order or shoot? What'd you say? You said 1 million troops if they got spread around the country and were given an order to shoot upon seeing crime. Is that the orders that these 700 troops are getting as well?
No, sir. Again,
Or is
this
that
is a hypothetical. You know what a hypothetical is?
I know exactly what a hypothetical
Okay.
is. 1 million people being spread throughout the United States is a hypothetical, dummy. I'm saying, do these 700 people have the same hypothetical ability that you're presenting to me right now?
Of course not.
Okay, then. So then why put a hypothetical out there if it has no fucking
Well, if you would
connection to
answer
what
the
we're talking
question,
about?
I would show you the
It's
connection.
just dumb.
If you would answer the
Doesn't make
question,
sense.
I know
You're adding something in here that doesn't even make sense.
Sir,
1 million
okay,
people
how
get
about
spread
this?
throughout the
How about
world
this?
is different than
How about
700
this?
people going to Chicago.
I'm going to
stop
answer the
crime.
hypothetical for you since obviously you don't have the ability.
I literally
Okay.
just answered the
No,
hypothetical.
you didn't.
If
Would
you put a
it-
million people throughout the world, it's going to cause chaos if they have the ability to shoot whenever they see crime. That's obvious.
So would
I
it
don't think
reduce crime,
anybody
yes or
needs
no?
you to say that. I don't think I need to
Would
answer
it reduce
that.
crime,
That's
yes
an
or no,
asinine
sir?
question to present.
Sir, would it
That's a
reduce
stupid
would it
hypothetical.
reduce crime?
It's a stupid hypothetical.
Okay.
I just
So
answered
I'll
it and
answer
said
the
it would-
question
it
for
would
you since you
raise
don't have the
crime.
ability, and I'll go ahead and mute you, okay? So it would obviously reduce crime, right? If we created a martial law state, there would be less crime in the United States because you would have instant punishment for it and people would be killed instantly. All right. But just because that has the ability to stop one murder, right? Like you said, you are making an instance in which any situation that stops one murder, right, is a good situation, right? And I am just making a hypothetical showing you that not every situation that stops one murder is a good situation. Like, I'll give you an example right now. Do you think that we should be allowed to have guns in the United States?
Of course.
All right. But if we got rid of all the guns, do you think it would reduce at least one murder?
No.
Oh.
I don't. I
Gotcha.
absolutely do not, because you know who would have access to those guns? Criminals.
Access to what guns?
The criminals
What-
would have access
no.
to the guns that
What
are
guns?
illegal.
Sir, I didn't say illegal or illegal guns. I said if we removed all of the guns, all of them, 100% of them, would that reduce murder?
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's a tough question.
So gotcha. So you are
Very,
100%
very tough
okay.
question.
Gotcha. So you are 100%
Because
okay.
if there's a if,
You
if,
are
if
100%.
I'm somebody that wants to
Sir, you
commit
don't-
a murder,
You don't do well with
if I'm
hypotheticals, do
somebody
you?
that wants to commit a murder,
You don't do well with
I will probably
hypotheticals.
commit that murder by any means necessary, right?
No.
No?
No, not at all.
You don't think that there's other means to murder besides a gun?
Of course they are. Guns just make it a lot easier.
Okay, so then there's plenty of other ways to get for people to murder without a gun. There's I mean,
Correct.
a bow and
But
arrow, a
guns,
crossbow. So there, you would
but
just
sir,
increase the murder rate for other.
guns make it easier, right? That's all I'm saying, is that they do make it easier, right?
Yeah.
So
I
like
could
if somebody
not disagree with that.
if somebody wants to walk into a Walmart, right, and kill as many people as possible, if they have guns, they are more likely to kill more people than somebody with a crossbow. All right? First of all, crossbows take a lot longer to reload. I'm pretty sure that a bunch of people can kind of jump on them in between crossbow. It might take 2 or 3, but somebody's going to catch him before that, right? And even at that case, if a bunch of people ran at him, right? Like take a crossbow shot, you can still take them down, right? But see, guns you can just keep shooting, right? Sir, I'm still talking.
Right,
yeah, we have a higher stabbing rate in the United States than the UK does. Okay? So just calm down. What I'm saying is that it is easier to kill with guns than it's not. So if we were to get rid of all guns, obviously the murder rate would reduce in the United States because it's just not as easy, right? But you're not okay with reducing one murder by removing guns in the United States, but you are okay with the military being deployed into Chicago in violation of the 10th Amendment to reduce one murder. You see why? You see how you're very inconsistent here?
Would be this. My argument to that would be this: what's the greater good, right? If you took away all the guns, what would that do?
It would do a lot of things, sir, but that wasn't the point of the question. The whole point was that, sir, you are
Just
totally
like the Japan
okay.
leader said, our Secretary of Defense said, why didn't you keep going to California? Why didn't you wipe out California and take over the United States when you went over there and bombed Pearl Harbor? The Japanese leader said, what do you mean? He said, as soon as we got to California, we knew that every single citizen owns a gun, and we would have been facing millions and millions of people, millions and millions of militia. We would have never made it past California.
That might be the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
That was the Japanese leader that said that. So you can say whatever.
You do realize everybody at Pearl Harbor also had a gun, right?
You know who Robert S. McNamara is?
Sir, yes, I do. I believe he was a Secretary of Defense in World War II, I believe.
Okay, buddy. That was a direct,
sir. Did the people?
Was a direct interview. Direct quote.
Sir,
buddy.
Did the people at Pearl Harbor have guns?
The dumbest thing you ever heard, just because you're not educated on it.
Sir, did the people at Pearl Harbor have guns?
Buddy, in order to take over a country, you're not going to go fucking bomb the whole country.
Gotcha. So they were able to. Gotcha. So they were able to somehow attack Pearl Harbor even though they had guns. Okay, cool.
What war have we ever been in where there hasn't been boots on the ground, dummy?
Apparently, the 12-day war. Donald Trump just claimed that.
Holy shit! What?
Yeah.
Of course they would have put boots on the ground if they would have tried to take us over. They bombed Pearl Harbor,
sir.
But if
they never got close to getting to the continental United States, so they didn't choose not to. They didn't have the ability to.
Direct quote from the interview.
Cool. Do you want to tell me where I can find this quote? Please explain to me how Japan chose not to attack someplace they couldn't attack.
Maybe that's why they didn't.
Yeah,
they couldn't.
And I'm also saying I choose, not to freaking sleep with Beyonce. All right,
dude.
Yeah, just like Japan chose not to put boots on the ground in California.
Honest, you would sleep with Jay-Z before Beyonce. No?
All
right, so what's the question here?
There is no question. Yeah.
So then you don't have any reason to not support Trump. You not supporting Trump just shows a weakness in our country, and it shows a weakness with the rest of the people. It's like you guys didn't get your way.
I really think that your IQ really shows a weakness. Sir, your IQ shows the weakness in this country. Okay. And the fact that you have the maturity level that you do at the age of 39 actually shows like what the problem with our country is. Okay. So I hope that you have, I don't know, really whatever day you deserve. And goodbye now, okay?
You lost. That's why you lost. I would have hung up too. You fucking lost. You lost. This dude couldn't even answer a question. He fucking got scared to death, dude. As soon as somebody comes on here
have
with
a good day.
Half a fucking brain and have some common sense.
Goodbye
this
now.
Dude's fucking. Are you a turtle? You're
All right. Woo. Guys, I know it's like almost like 9 o'clock where I live. Paulie, look up his quote. It's a story, didn't happen. I know it didn't happen, Ryan. I'm not fucking stupid. I know it didn't fucking happen. Oh. Man. Oh, someone brought up the Japanese invasion of Alaska. I actually got to see that at the World War II Museum in New Orleans. Great exhibit. I love World War II history. Anyways, that guy had some problems. Jason, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, bro, talk the wild time he was muted wild. Yeah, sometimes I'll just put the headphones up here and let him crash out over here, but it's fun. Lovely, thank you so much for the $2. Said, Trumpers trying to outsmart you is laughable. It is quite cute. I do love that. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you. Tad Tech said, hypotheticals show an ability to critically think. MAGA has issues with them. Odd. It is quite odd. Hypotheticals are very, very difficult. Are very, very difficult. Oh, I do have some first-time chatters over there. I did see that. What's going on? Fira City? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's very nice. Thank you. Welcome in. I'll answer your question in a second. Another one said public announcement. Those who do nothing become complicit. 100%. 100%. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. And Pacific Waves coming in with a trophy for 1,000 jewels. I really appreciate that also. Thank you so much, Pacific. Piracy said, hey, I just found this stream and I'm from Lebanon. So if you have any questions about the region, please ask. So it's okay for me to ask what your political leaning is. I'm a progressive. So that's where I lean, I guess. I don't think I'm leaning there anymore. I'm like all the way in it, right? Like I'm pretty goddamn progressive. Okay. But yeah, I'd love to have experts in the region. So make sure you hang around, hit that follow button. I appreciate you. Always love to have new people here. So thank you so much. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. We're going to get at least one more in here. Well, depending on how they go. Y'all, if you'd like to support, I do have super chats open, so I really appreciate that. As you've seen, I like to throw them up. And, of course, gifts and super stickers and all this fun stuff, so I really appreciate you. Oh, shoot, I actually forgot about that. There's a cash app from Turner. Thank you so much, Turner, for the $5 super support. I really, really appreciate that. And Mara, thank you so much for the $3 on Venmo. It says, snark is my love language too, Paulie. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Mara. I appreciate that. Big W's in chat for all the supports. I really appreciate that. Oh, and Mommy, thank you so much for the bubble heart. I appreciate that also. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Yo, what's up?
How old are you?
24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Well, I'm gonna be honest here. I wanted to get on and say this. I was listening to this last call. I'm literally in your chat right now, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I used to be a huge supporter of Trump, but with this whole government shutdown, I'm in college right now. My college is a government-funded college and it got shut down because of this. And I think it's just so funny how people make the most ridiculous comments trying to defend this government shutdown, saying how it's the Democrats' fault. It's not the Democrats' fault. The Republicans own everything right now. So how are the Democrats supposed to fight back against that?
Yeah, there's tons of ways. And again, this I'm not giving the Democrats no credit here. They are purposely doing some things and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a complex, nuanced situation, right? It's not just one way or the other. But I do appreciate you, being cognizant of what's going on in politics. And I'm obviously not going to ask you what college you go to, but it sounds like you're getting a good education there. It is really, really a shame that the people like Donald Trump are trying to rip education away from people like this young man because they don't want them to actually critically think. They don't want them to actually learn how to research. They don't want them to be able to do any of those things. But hey, I do really appreciate you coming up. I am going to move on to the next caller so I can get a good conversation with a Trump supporter in, but I hope you have a wonderful day, all right?
Hey, thank you. You too.
All right. All right, we're gonna keep that moving on. I really appreciate that. Nicole, thank you so much for the cheeky thing. I don't know, that's just cool. It's just really cool. And Mommy, thank you so much for the husky. I really appreciate that also. Thank you so much. I'll leave that up there. Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
I'm in my 40s.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why would you do that?
He's waging war against my political enemies.
And who are your political enemies?
Globalists, pedophiles, Democrats. It's all the same thing.
All right, gotcha. So Donald Trump is waging war against pedophiles by hiding the Epstein files. Strange move. I will say that's definitely. I mean, if I was going to wage a war against pedophiles, protecting one, would probably not be my answer. Maybe not even transferring, a convicted one into a cushier prison and do all that. I mean, personally, not the way I would do it.
I agree.
Oh, but he's doing it by doing it that way somehow, right?
I think he has other reasons for not releasing the Epstein files.
Like he's in them?
Oh, that's possible, but if he was in them, I think it would have been leaked by now.
Well, it was leaked because literally we already had a press briefing saying that, who was it? Somebody, I forgot. I think, was it Pam Bondi? It might have been, it was one of them. One of the lawyers actually already went through them and actually told Donald Trump that he was actually in them like a long time ago. And actually, there was a whole thing about the FBI actually going through and scrubbing and trying to get his name out of it. So it actually has already been leaked. Yeah.
Yeah, Elon Musk got pissed at him and released to the world that he was in them.
So if Donald Trump is in the files of probably the most, like one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known freaking pedophile on the in the United States history, and Donald Trump is in the files with them, how exactly is he going after them?
Well, he's not.
Oh,
That's
so
my
you
problem with
support
him.
Trump
That's one problem
because
I have
he's,
with him.
even though you said he's going after your enemies, but he sounds like he is the enemy.
No.
Gotcha. So you're against all the rest of the pedophiles, not this one. Got it. Okay, sorry, I was confused. All the rest of them bad. Donald Trump good. Gotcha.
No, he's not one of them.
Oh,
No.
even though he like bragged about going into the changing rooms of underage girls in Miss Teen USA to see them naked, or when he sexualized a 10-year-old girl. You mean things like that?
No, he didn't do those.
Oh, I mean, he said he did.
No, you're taking the mainstream media's.
No, I'm taking
biased
Donald
take
Trump's mouth. I'm taking the words that come out of his
you're
mouth.
taking the biased media's take.
Gotcha. So Donald Trump's mouth, well before he ran for president, on national television is the biased media. Copy. Sorry, my bad about that. What about when he said that he had sex in common with his daughter?
When he said what?
He had sex in common with his daughter.
When he had sex and what?
In common with his daughter.
When he had sex in common. That doesn't even make sense.
Okay, how about when he said that if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he'd be dating her?
What? When he said his daughter was attractive?
I mean, saying your daughter is a beautiful young lady is one thing. Saying that you would want to have sexual relations with them if they weren't your daughter is a whole other.
Right. So you just repeat media takes, biased media takes.
No, again,
That's
sir,
what you
I'm
do.
repeating what Donald Trump says.
You're repeating.
I'm repeating what Donald Trump says.
Biased media takes.
Gotcha. So Donald Trump, apparently now, guys, Donald Trump's mouth is a biased media take. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. That's a new one. Okay. I've heard a lot of really bad arguments, but I have never heard the actual things that Donald Trump says is a biased media take. But hey, teach his own.
Do you have a question there?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, what question should I ask you, sir? If you won't take the words out of Donald Trump's mouth as fact, okay, on the things that he is doing, then really, why am I even talking to you? Right? Like, because we could talk about like other things.
You want to know why
right?
I still support Trump?
No, I'm not
Right,
really interested at
that's
all.
question.
I mean, if the fact that you're saying if
You're not interested why people
no,
support Trump.
I was interested, sir, but if the answer to Donald Trump actually said these words and
is
you're like,
your biased take.
it's a biased media take, then I don't need to know why you support Trump. It's because you worship him.
No, I don't.
Oh, yes, you do, sir. Obviously, you worship
Oh,
somebody.
well, obviously you know my mind better than I do, so don't ask me any questions.
Sir, I
don't try to get down to the meat of it.
I already got there.
You know, just do your takes.
I already got there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. No, I'm already there. All right.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You support Donald Trump, okay, because you worship him, right? Because if literally the words that Donald Trump says out of his mouth, okay, are somehow freaking not reality, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Sorry.
I mean, we can drill down here.
No, we already did.
Can keep
I'm good.
Going.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you're good. you got to your biased media take real quick, and now you're good.
Again, sir, not biased media take. Donald Trump's words.
Right.
Yep. So, cool, man.
I mean, that's it. That's where you wanted to get to. You just wanted to get
no,
to
sir. I'm here to have intellectual.
a hot take,
sir,
and
I'm here
and
to
then
have.
you're done.
Sir, I'm here to attempt to have intellectual conversations with intelligent people.
All right. Well, let's do it.
No,
then.
no, sir.
Let's do it then.
You've already proved your inability to do that.
No.
No.
You got to where
If
you
I
wanted
can't,
to
sir,
get.
if I can't tell you
Ask
what,
me another
sir,
question.
sir, if
Like,
I
keep going.
sir, if
Keep
I
drilling
can't,
down.
nope, I'm not interested. If I can't tell you the exact words
That's
out
a
of Donald
coward
Trump's,
move.
sir, if I can't use Donald Trump's own words, okay, as a level of facts of something, okay, then there is no point in asking you any other thing, because no matter what proof I provide of anything, you're not going to be interested, okay? Because every single thing that I say is
Give me
going to be
something to
wrong.
be interested in then.
Nope, I'm not interested.
Other media takes.
Okay,
Give me something
I'm
to be
not
interested in. Drill down. Come on.
I'm not.
Let's get
sir,
to it.
Sir. I don't know how to
If
say
you're
that.
not interested, then just say so. If you're going to run away, then just say so.
I already
Just
said
mute
that
me,
4 times that I'm not
shut
interested.
the call down. Like
Okay.
if you're.
I already actually said it 4 times that I wasn't interested. Actually, I made that like so incredibly clear that I wasn't interested. That is funny though. Donald Trump's own words are somehow now biased media info. That's funny. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
It's 50-50.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, but I
Interesting.
did want to ask you about what you were just talking about the last guy about the underage. What was it, like the pageant?
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah, because when I heard about it, I'd heard about like Dean, whoever, talking about it, and I'm
Mhm.
like, holy shit, okay, he's got him on film. So I go and look at the video. At no point does he say it's underage, and I'm like, okay, maybe the pageants are just underage. And he had multiple pageants. That I think one of them was like a teen between 15 and 18. And then there was other ones where they're adult, and the only thing you could find on it is where a grown woman or a woman who was saying when she was grown, an adult, where he would walk in there.
Oh, that's not true at all.
There's
There's tons of accounts from girls that were in their early to mid-teens talking about Donald Trump coming into the changing room while they were dressing, actually even being instructed, okay, by like the people that were running the pageant to like kind of fondle all over Donald Trump and to be all over him like he likes that. There's tons of freaking interviews of girls that are like that, yeah.
So I'll say on my personal, thing is it's already bad enough, whether they're grown or not. When they're adults and he's walking in there, you know what I mean? That's terrible enough. But the underage part is a lie.
It's not a lie. Okay. They're not only that, again, sir, Donald Trump is photographed with tons of underage girls sitting on his lap in scantily clad freaking outfits all over the place. These aren't even hard to find. This These are not lies, sir. Freaking Donald Trump is quoted as talking about hiring, making sure he hires underage girls because he likes them hot and young for like his planes and stuff like that to go work on his planes because he likes looking at them for literally girls 16, 17 years old, 15 years old. Yeah, he talks about it. Dude, sir, there are tons. Like, there is just stacking evidence all the way across. Not to mention the fact that he was best friends with Epstein, right? Literally, we have girls like Virginia Dufresne who were on Epstein's island talking with Epstein, where Epstein had a picture of Donald Trump with him, like sitting on the mantle where he's talking about how he's best friends with Donald Trump. Oh, it's my best friend. Yeah, he's been down here, like all this sort of shit.
Why am I not able to find this information you're talking about?
I don't know, sir. It's so easy to find. Like it's truly not hard.
But as soon as I hear about it, I start fact checking it. I go to multiple websites, looking it up everywhere I can, and the information you're giving me saying that it's true, but well, you can't find it.
Sir, it is.
You could
Again,
find. You could
not
find
hard to
some,
find.
Maybe you could find people talking about it, but when you look up and you actually find the details, they just don't add up.
It's insane.
Gotcha. So what of all the different girls that have freaking talked about this, who have been interviewed about this, who have, who have come out and testified about all these sorts of things,
Insane.
how do their stories not add up?
Hold on. I know there's one story that I don't know about. I don't know enough about. It was one where he actually went to court. But besides that, it's not that they don't add up. It's the underage part that doesn't add up. Now, him hiding the Epstein files, in my mind, that proves him as guilty. If he were to run for president again, I'm not voting for him. I'll tell you that. It's easy as that. But that's about it.
All right, man. Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. I've seen evidence of all this. I've watched the interviews. I've read the interviews. I've heard all the different things. I've seen the pictures of him with these underage girls, and I've heard his mouth talking about freaking these underage girls. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I truly don't. Okay, if you choose not to believe that, then that's totally fine. All right. Well, it's not totally fine. It's actually kind of weird, but
No, it's not. It's not fucking fine. But what I'm saying is, every time I hear about something, I look it up. It's not true. Every time a Democrat says something, even if it's half true, they always add a lie in, like the pageants.
Sure. The girls at the pageants interviewed and said it happened.
No, the grown women.
No,
did.
the
Yes.
underage girls.
The underage. No.
Yes.
Show me that. Put that in your life.
Oh, God, sir. I don't know why I have to research for you. I'm really not in the mood right now. I'll see if I can find something real quick. I usually have freaking sources and stuff. I don't have this just sitting on the top of my freaking right here. Mm-hmm. Dude, I literally just typed this in. I didn't have to find, I can find a better source. But literally just type this into Google. Several former contestants claimed he would enter their room while they were changing, some as young as 15 at the time. These accusations surfaced in 2016 during his presidential campaign and were corroborated by an audio clip of Trump himself in 2005. BuzzFeed News reported in 2016 that 4 contestants from the 1997 Miss Teen USA pageant accused Trump of entering their dressing room while they were changing. One former contestant, Maria Bellato, recalled Trump saying something like, "Don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before." 3 other anonymous contestants from the same year also remember the event, with 2 describing it as shocking and creepy. A former Miss Arizona from 2001 Miss USA pageant later confirmed similar behavior.
Okay.
That was just like, again, I don't have the interview up on my screen, right? But that was literally just me quick typing it in just to see what would show up, because you're making it sound like it's like the most difficult thing in the world to find. That was that easy for me, man.
All right, let me say 2 things. Number 1, does that say that he's guilty? And number 2, if you read further into that story, it talks about how the other contestants deny those allegations against him. The other contestants, the other girls who were in that room, deny him ever going in there.
Okay. sorry, man. I'm in the habit of believing women. That's me personally. You can do whatever you want with the info,
Hey.
bro.
I'm not in the habit of just naturally believing women. But I will say, you know, like I said, with the Epstein files, pretty much he's claimed himself.
Here's
as
the
guilty.
entire
I'm
freaking interview
done
thing
with
and
it.
everything from freaking People magazine, by the way. Go ahead.
I said I'm pretty much done with Trump. The main reason I would say I voted is because the border. And you might say like, oh, what's wrong with the illegal immigrants? I'm not saying there's something wrong with immigrants. I'm saying the border specifically because where I come from, people are messed up on drugs. 90% of the drugs in the USA come from fucking Mexico. That's an issue. That's probably the number one issue in my mind here in America.
Yeah. Well, then you should be very, very upset to know that we could have fixed the border 2 years ago and Donald Trump made it not happen. So. When Donald Trump specifically called the Senate and told them to block a bill that would have fixed over 90% of our immigration problems, a bill that was written primarily by Republicans, a bill that would have automatically shut down the border and freaking added more border patrol agents and all sorts of stuff. All of those things.
It's probably like 18 months ago. It's probably
It was May of 2023.
May of 2023?
Yes. Sure. I also agree that the border has been a problem. I also agree that we need a better border policy. I agree in all of those things. I think all of those things are very, very important things. Okay. But Donald Trump doesn't get credit for for creating border policy. Okay. 2 years after we could have fixed the border and he was the reason why it was bad.
Okay, but yeah, I looked like I said, it just gets annoying when I fact check and it says nothing happened in 2023, but yes, in early 2024. So like I was saying, like of course, like elections coming up and Biden's like, okay, let me do something about the border now.
I think you're just
Why
not real good at fact checking, I think, at this point.
What do you mean? What do I need to look? It says there is no credible report that Donald Trump blocking the bill in May of 2023, as he was not in office. However, he did pressure Republicans to block the bipartisan border security bill in early 2024. What do you mean I'm not fact checking? You give me, you read me.
So let's just say it was 2024. Let's just pretend it was.
Okay, we will.
Yeah, we'll play your game. We'll play your game. Okay, let's pretend it was 2024. So in 2024, Donald Trump stopped border bills and stopped border protection that would have secured our border. So now I'm supposed to give him credit in 2025 when he does it after he blocked it in 2024?
I'd say, let's say somebody's spitting in your face for 3.5 years, and then 6 months before they need your help, so they're like, I won't spit in your face again.
Joe Biden had border policy Joe Biden had congressional border policy on the Congress floor 6 days after he took office, and Republicans blocked him. There was 5 different border policies that happened over the Biden administration.
That's a lot to fact check right now.
All right. Well, how about you go fact check that? Okay. If you need the border names, or the bill names, I can get you those too. Is that helpful? I have 3 of them right off the top of my head. You can look up Senate Bill 1444, 2278, and 4361. That's just 3 of the border bills that were under the Biden administration.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to definitely look into it more because, I just go to, border policy by Biden in 2021, and it says President Biden did not have a specific border policy bill passed. Well, it says bill passed. So I'm going to have to look up if he had anything with, hold up, word challenge. Hold on.
All right, sir. Why don't you go fact check that? Here's what you're going to see when you go fact check. You're going to find out there was tons of border policy under the Biden administration. Literally all the way through it. Okay. And that they were blocked by Republicans, which is not abnormal. right? It's not abnormal. There was border policy under the Trump administration that was blocked by Democrats, okay, because they couldn't get along.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
agree
you read a bit more
agree on
into
both
it,
those things.
and it
Hold on,
does
sir.
say
Hold
that.
on, sir. Hold on, sir.
Okay. Go
Both
ahead.
of those things are true. But to say that the Biden administration was spitting in your face by not trying to secure the border is a fucking joke. Okay? That is just a bunch of freaking partisan nonsense. Okay? And even if it was in 2024, which I believe that was the redo of the bill, because I believe the first bill was in May and then they reintroduced it and then it was blocked again in January, if my memory serves me correctly, right? Because that bill went through twice, one with extra funding and then one without the funding, right, for Ukraine and Israel. That was asked to be added on by the Republicans. All right. But even if all of that wasn't true, all of that was true, that would still be a year, okay, of good border policy that we could have had that was stopped by Donald Trump. A year of it. All right. So still, Donald Trump does not get credit for stopping border policy and then fixing border policy. Either way, he still doesn't get credit. Okay. You do not get to throw fuel on the fire. Okay. Or take out all the firefighters putting out the fire. All right. You don't get to do that. And then take credit for putting out the fire later yourself. It's just not the way things work.
Okay.
But
but you look into his first thing a little bit, and and I'll agree. Trump does not get credit for that. He doesn't, and it's a prick move by him, and it's a cowardly move by any Republicans who backed him. But at the same time, it's not that bad, because the fact that is, what I know so far, that Biden didn't do anything for 3.5 years, and the thing that got blocked, his first thing in, was his 100-day pause on most deportations. So 100 days pausing, making it where you can't deport people for 100 days.
yeah, that's not uncommon at all. It is not uncommon at all to put a pause for 100 days on different policies. Donald Trump did it on multiple policies of Biden. He did it on multiple policies of Obama. Obama did it on multiple policies. All it is just a hold. It wasn't saying release the people back in the United States. It wasn't saying that they didn't deport them. All it was saying is that let's take a look at the hold and see what kind of policies we're working with, and let's level set, and then we'll continue on. That's not a bad policy.
But
And if it
it's
is a
not
bad
saying
policy,
the
you're saying
policy.
if you're saying it's
Specifically
bad
talking about
policy,
deportation.
if you're saying it's bad policy, then you also have to criticize Donald Trump for the freaking dozens and dozens of holds that he put on Biden era policies for multitudes of things.
Right. But I'm talking about my like I'm saying, I'm talking about my biggest thing for why I thought it was a good idea to vote for Trump. We didn't have a good president, in my opinion. You might think Kamala was a good way to go, but in my opinion, I'm trying to fact check a little bit what you're talking about. So him putting a 100-day pause on deportation, it's not a policy. I mean, of course, a policy probably deems how deportation is handled, but to just be like, okay, we're not going to deport people for 100 days. You know what I mean? We're not going to be looking for anybody who's an illegal immigrant. And then I don't know if that has a combination of why.
Hold
people
on. Did
will
it?
be
Hold
held
on. Hold
so
on. Hold on.
long
Hold on.
at
Hold
the
on. Stop.
border.
Did you say we're not going to be looking for people that anybody that's undocumented immigrant? Because that's not what that policy did. They were still looking for
It's
people
not
that were
policy.
undocumented immigrants. They were still stopping people that were undocumented immigrants. They were still arresting and
Were they?
detaining people that were undocumented immigrants. All they weren't doing
Is
was
that how
repatriating them.
Is that how the border was filled with people who were detained, just stuck there for such a long time?
Sir, people were stuck at the border not being able to be removed because we didn't have the personnel and manpower in order to do that because, again, all the Biden policies that would have provided that were blocked.
I'm very confused.
It sounds like
reading
it.
Specifically, he says he paused, like he stopped deportation. They just
Sir, what is a
stopped
deportation?
for 100 days. What, taking them back to their country.
Okay,
Which
awesome.
if you're
Does
not-
that
if
mean
you're
that
not
you-
sending them back to the
does
country?
that-
What are they doing?
Sir.
They're being detained. Where are they being detained at?
In the United States.
Okay, that's exactly what I just said.
But
Is that
you,
why
but
we
that
have
no,
an
that's
issue?
not what you just said, sir. What you said was Donald Trump put a 100-day pause on deportations, which means that they weren't looking. For, you said that Biden put a 100-day pause on deportations, which means that they weren't looking for undocumented immigrants. That's not what that means. Okay. It doesn't mean they weren't stopping people. It doesn't mean they weren't arresting people. It doesn't mean they weren't apprehending people. And it doesn't mean they weren't looking for undocumented immigrants. It doesn't mean any of that stuff. It
What do
means
you
for
mean?
a few more days, they were in the United States before they were deported. That's all that means.
100 days. And that's just the first one. That's just the first one. He said he did something as soon as he got in office. That is what he did when he got in office. He didn't lock down the border. He didn't send people home. He locked if they were being
The border was generally locked down when
picked up-
Biden got in office because we were under Title 42.
Say that again.
We were generally locked down at the border when Biden came in because we were still under Title 42. Meltree, thank you so much for the subscription over there on Twitch. I appreciate you.
I don't see where a 100-day pause on deportation is good for anything.
What is Title 42,
It's
sir?
Nothing to do with the border. You tell me. I don't
Okay,
know.
gotcha. So again, you're making claims, okay, about the border when you don't even realize that the border was generally shut down. Okay, the border was not really our issue at the moment because due to the pandemic, when Title 42 was still in place, which is a pandemic level response that shut down the border that was implemented under the Trump administration, which had not expired yet. Okay, it didn't expire until later. And since Title 42 had not expired, the border was essentially shut down due to the pandemic. From like all legal and legal immigration, totally, and freaking undocumented, from all immigration as a whole. Okay? We didn't start having a border problem until after Title 42 had expired and we went back to Title 8.
Okay.
So the border wasn't the concern yet. It became a concern later.
And when did he actually try to do something about it the first time? Because you said as soon as he got in. That's just not true.
It is true.
When you look into it. Putting a 100-day pause on deportation is not.
Sir,
helping
you can
people.
put a 100-day pause on deportations and also try to implement freaking good border policy
But he
changes.
didn't.
You
But
can
he
do both of
didn't.
those. Yes, you can. Yes, he did.
But he didn't.
Oh my fucking God. Yes, he fucking did. If you don't want to, dude, if you don't believe it, I don't really give a shit. It like really, it doesn't. He did. Okay.
It's not about believing it. I mean, you're, you know what I mean? You say something, I try to fact check it. I'm saying he didn't do it. Fact check it, bud.
Okay. You fact checked 3 things and I've freaking, they've already all been wrong anyway. So it doesn't matter to me.
They've all been right. What do you mean? What? One of them is a hearsay, which I agree with you. I mean, I 50-50 believe the girls, but mainly I believe the asshole. But and it sucks that I argue for Trump, but I'm not arguing for Trump. I'm arguing against.
Sir, I don't care whether you're arguing for Trump. I'm not, I really could not give a shit. I really could not give a shit whether you're arguing for or against somebody. Okay. I really don't care. Okay. It really does not faze me whatsoever. Okay. I could care less who you support. Okay. What is ridiculous is you came up here saying it was all lies about Donald Trump and him freaking going to Miss Teen USA pageants. You said you fact checked it. You could find no proof whatsoever. Then I pull up all of these freaking articles, all of this proof to show you exactly that every.
You pulled up one. You
Sir,
read
I pulled
half
up
of it,
3.
and
I
told
talked
the
to you
other
about
half.
1. I talked to you about one. I pulled up 3 and I put them on the freaking and I put them on the screen so everybody could see them.
And what
Okay.
about the denials? What about the other? It wasn't fucking 4 or 3.
I
girls
gotcha.
in there.
So now now you're just trying to find other proof, okay, that it didn't
it's the
happen.
same article.
Okay. Now you're trying to find other proof that it didn't happen. Okay? Because guess what? Because it didn't happen to somebody doesn't mean it didn't happen to somebody else. Okay? You do understand that.
I probably do get my information from like stupid movies and shit like that on how a pageant might even work. You know, all the girls are in one room. Maybe they're all in their own little, isolated rooms. And, he comes in and says, "Hey, girls," but it's only one girl and whatever. You know what I mean? But when there's like 15 or 20 people in there and 4 of them say something happened and the rest say something didn't happen,
Then maybe it just happened to 4 people.
but they're all in the same room.
You're assuming they're all in the same room.
I am assuming they're in the same room. It is possible they're not.
Okay. Sounds like a lot of assumptions.
Same on your part. You're assuming that females just tell the truth when it's known that they don't.
That females just tell the truth when it's known that
known
they
when
don't.
Human beings just
Oh, that probably says everything I need to know about this conversation very quickly.
That human beings just lie.
Mm. That's really all I need to know from this conversation whatsoever. Honestly, you just proved a lot there.
What, am I a misogynist? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Are you?
I'm not a believer in people until I know them. I'll tell you that. I don't take someone's word blindly.
Except for all the, times that Donald Trump said
I
he
ain't
wasn't doing the
I ain't taking
TUSA
Trump
thing.
shit, dude.
Yeah. So
Listen
just to
his
let you
words.
know,
He
so
said
so
he's a
you
creep
don't
piece of shit
take
who
the
took advantage of women.
Gotcha. So when
Walking in.
these girls say that it didn't happen, that freaking Donald Trump did that to them in those dressing rooms, you don't take their word on face value. But when other people say it didn't happen to them, you not only take their word on face value, right? But you
Did I
then
say
take
that?
their word. Yes, you did. You
I
then
said
take,
there's no
sir.
proof.
Then you take their, or you not only take their word on face value, but then you then assert their word onto other people, okay, by saying that happened to them also.
I said there's no proof.
There's tons of
You
proof,
put two
sir.
people in a
There's
room.
no proof that
and
you
one
like.
tells you something. One person said in a fucking chocolate bar goes missing, and they both point at each other or say one of them says someone else came in. Like, who do you believe? Without camera, without actual proof,
Sir,
you don't know.
here's who I believe. Okay, here's who I believe. Okay, if I put a candy bar,
believe, bro.
yeah, sir. If I put a candy bar in a room, and what'd you say? What was your hypothetical again?
Two people in a room with a candy bar. Candy bar goes missing. They're both blaming each other.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go off of the guy that says he fucking
girls.
steals candy bars. That's what I'm gonna go with first. Okay, the guy who's stolen candy bars before. Okay, who steals candy bars? Okay, brags about stealing candy bars, and has chocolate all over his fucking lips. Okay, and is best friends with the biggest known candy bar thief on the fucking planet. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that he was the one that stole the candy bar. Okay, so you're right. If you're right, I don't know for sure 100% because there was no camera in the room. Okay, but I am gonna go ahead and say that the guy that brags about doing it, who admitted to doing it, who I have pictures of doing it with, and who's best friends with the person who does it all the time, probably fucking did it. I'd give that like a 99.99999% chance. Okay, especially considering the evidence of the chocolate all over his mouth.
That is true, but I'm just saying, without actual proof, I don't judge somebody. Now we do. Hold on. You do have proof because people want to throw this underage thing. You do have the flat out proof of Trump saying that he goes into these rooms. Now he doesn't specifically say he's going in underage girls, but it's already bad enough. It don't matter if it's a fucking 90-year-old woman who's getting dressed if you're a creep walking in on them. Okay. Where was this? Where was this story fucking a couple years ago when Trump was running? Or, you know what I mean, just last year. Where the fuck was this story at?
These stories came out in 2016.
It should have been pushed through better.
It should have been pushed through better, or maybe you should have listened better.
Dude, everything that's everything that's freaking seemed like damning against Trump, I watched. All right, so you're the guy who's streaming. You're the media guy. You know what I mean? You're the one who should have fucking put this out there before Trump was getting elected.
Well, I wasn't streaming. Well, I was putting it out there before he got elected this time. I was actually on here every fucking day streaming, saying that this was Trump was doing every single day. Yeah. Literally every single day.
All right, man. I'm gonna hang up, but all I gotta say is fuck Trump. Fuck the Republicans for the most part. Fuck the Democrats. If you're not on the fence, if you're not looking at both sides, you're the problem.
No, sir. Here's your problem. Okay, you think you have to be on the fence to look at both sides, and you don't. Okay. I can look at both sides objectively and still be against the shit that Trump does. I can freaking be completely on the left and still look at the shit that Donald Trump does and go, that is fucking horrific. I can also be on the left and freaking look at the Democrats and say when they are doing something wrong, okay? I can be on the left and still look at things objectively. You think that you have to be a fence rider in order to look at things objectively, and that is 100% not true. Because I am able to stick to my morals, okay? and I am able to stick to my beliefs, okay, without being in the middle of these two things, because there is no middle in between where I am and fascism. There is no middle in between where I am and inhumanity, okay? Or taking healthcare away from people, or removing food assistance from people. There is no middle between me and taking women's healthcare away from them, okay? There is no middle in between those things whatsoever, okay? You can still be objective.
Is there a middle between you and Jay Jones?
Who?
He's a guy that every fucking Democrat is still supporting. Not Democratic media.
I don't even know who that
not
is.
Not Democrat fucking voters.
I don't even know who that
Democrat.
is.
Bro, he's about to run for Attorney General in New York.
Oh, good for him. I have no idea who he is.
He's just a guy who said he wants to shoot his opponent, or not his opponent at the time, but a House Speaker who's a Republican, in the head. And then he wants to watch his freaking his wife. He wants his wife to have to watch her 2 kids at 2 years old and 5-year-old be murdered in front of him, and then maybe they'll have a change on policy. So when you talk about fascism,
that's actually not fascism, but regardless, I don't know who the fuck this person is. So you yelling and being all upset about some guy that I don't know who he is means fucking nothing to me.
I'm out of here.
Okay.
Look up your side, buddy.
Why would that? How is that my side? I'm not a Democrat. Am I supposed to get angry about some guy I don't know who the fuck he is? I don't live in fucking New York. I don't even know. I'll be completely honest with you. I live in Florida. I don't even know who the Attorney General of Florida is. No fucking clue. I guess I'll figure it out if it becomes important at some point. Straight up. I truly have no idea who the Attorney General of Florida is. No idea. I think I probably should look that up. Attorneys General Florida. Who is the... It was just describing to me what the attorney... Y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. James Uthmeyer. It's James Uthmeyer. In case anybody is wondering, out in Florida land. He's the former chief of staff of Ron DeSantis. And, I mean, honestly, looks exactly how you think he looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. Like, I feel like I could have drawn this guy. Anyways. Anyways, y'all, if you guys came over from the Tiki-Talkies that got taken down because MAGA's a bunch of little babies, come here, hang out. This place is a lot better. Oh my goodness. And thank you guys for coming over. Keaton said he said it on Howard Stern show called Jesus. Do you know people know how to Google? That was crazy. He was like, there's no proof whatsoever. And I was just like, click, 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 click. Proof. It was wild. Anyways. Thank you so much, Keaton. The Luis. Hi, Paul. Thanks for the class today. I have a bunch of notes to keep debating my MAGA friends here in Puerto Rico. By the way, I hope you enjoy the halftime show of the Super Bowl with our very best Bad Bunny. I'll be enjoying the hell out of it. Thank you so much, Luis. And another one said, this color is low-key rationalizing predatory behavior. I think he was kind of like high-key doing that. Fucking kind of wild. Thank you so much, another one. I really appreciate that. And Hex and Hammer said, glad I found you. Been a Dean Parker watcher for a while, but I'll be here now because this is the only snark that can feed me mouth noises. I am a little more snarky than those two. Not that they're not good guys, but I am a little snarkier than those two, 100%. So welcome over. Thank you for being here, Hex. I appreciate you. And Jen, thank you so much for the $10. Said, I hope you know how much we all appreciate you. Thank you so much, Jen. Always a chat for Jen. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Red Storm, about 84% of drugs brought in by Americans. Trump said we should pew-pew the smugglers. Good use of due process. Yeah, exactly. I agree. And we'll leave this up. Yeah, 100%. Y'all, I have to get offline. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys so